Mark Davis played it off today was is it Sean Avery?
Yes.
What Sean Avery said was more horrendous than anything that Imus uttered.
Oh, please. This is such a non-deal, this Avery thing.
Obviously not to the NHL because, isn't he still out?
He's still out. And even Tom Hicks, which this really surprised me, came out today and said if the NHL hadn't done it, he would have.
You know what? Maybe I'm just too calloused to that type of talk. But I don't even know how many chicks would have taken offense at that.
I don't either. I really don't get the Gavin's on the side of the league. It absolutely should have happened. It's totally appropriate, and it's the league is pulling back. They're making this a men's game. Dude, people beat each other up, and the refs watch.
Hang on. Trey, don't help me. Don't. While you were talking, John, I'm trying to do hand signals to get in the club.
Okay.
Let's see if you can figure out what I need.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jack?
What?
Jack?
Mm-mm.
Stick up.
Dang. He's so excited.
Winning at the state fair.
Well, Trey saw me trying to communicate with him, and he was helping him. You better hurry up. I got a mouthful.
Yeah, and you're talking about...
I'm flowing. I don't need two of them. Ain't got no paper towel in it. It's going to backsplash on me. All right, what'd you want, Trey?
He's only turns out he's talking about two chicks.
Boy, he didn't even... Now, who they play Calgary something?
Flames.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there two Calgary players that are dating his exes?
From what I read, actually, the guy on Calgary Flames isn't even dating Alicia Cuthbert anymore. She's on to another NHL player. And then he also dated, I guess, Rachel Hunter, who is dating...
Sean Avery dated Rachel Hunter.
Yeah, who's also dating a hockey player, or was at some point.
Well, and Avery didn't specifically say Canadian players.
No.
Or they Calgary. He just said, it's amazing. Well, I'll play it again. In case people didn't hear it 10, 12 times today on the Mark Davis Show. It's horrendous.
What he said, he's saying is horrendous.
Yeah.
God.
Good God.
Are we just trying to fill a segment?
He also, Mark filled in for Rush Limbaugh again today.
Yeah.
Covered the same crap again.
Of course. Well.
Absolutely, he should be suspended.
You know, never mind.
What?
I was just saying, it dumbfounds me. In a game where they beat each other up, the whole idea is to really draw blood. I've seen people get knocked down and bleed on the ice. And a little comment in a locker room,
the actual
gets you suspended.
The actual act of violence is okay with the NHL and I guess also Tom Hicks with the Stars.
Nobody gets suspended for that.
But if you just talk about something untoward, then you're going to get popped. Beat the piss out of somebody on the ice, and there's actually blood and Toofers laying all over frozen. We're okay with that. But just to say these guys are enjoying my sloppy seconds, now it's become some type of image problem.
I think they totally screwed up. So I would have watched that game last night from start to finish had I known those two guys were on the ice at the same time.
I wonder if we got a camera.
What's right?
I'm curious what Luddy's take is on this.
He'll laugh. He'll hang up on us.
You know what? If you got Luddy's number, we can call him. I'd like to find out what the status is on his stolen truck. They ever got...
You want me to go get it now?
Pieces of it. Sure, go ahead. You've heard the Avery thing before.
You got a camera? Yeah. Well, I'm just going to say one thing quick to Mark. No, we're on. I'm really happy to be back in Calgary. I love Canada. And I just wanted to comment on how it's become like a common thing in the NHL for guys to fall in love with my sloppy seconds. I don't know what that's about, but enjoy the game tonight.
Yeah, man, I say go get him. Get all the heat off of me. Why don't you throw Navigated in there? That'll win him over.
Yeah, I must would love that.
Well, you've had people throw out racially insensitive, what is it when you slamming chicks?
Misogyny.
Misogynistic? Mm-hmm. Misogynistic comments over the past few years, nobody gets attacked. Imus gets pounded on for a 3 or 4 second comment that he made. He immediately apologized for. So far, everybody else that's thrown out different comments, nobody's apologized.
No. To me, it seems, I thought about this today. It really just boils down to, like you said, Russ, the league is okay with extreme violence and blood and guts and gore. But if you're a jerk or you come across as a douchebag, that makes us look bad. Wow. And we will not stand for it.
Maybe it is just the misogynistic, all right? Mm-hmm. The chick bashing that got him suspended. Wasn't the fact that he was actually saying something about one of the other players. Because you can do that, can't you?
Sure.
All right.
The only thing I can think of where the league is really hardlining this is because he went out of his way to get the cameras over to him and make a scene out of it.
That was the reason that he said it. But if you're going to say it, you certainly want to make sure that somebody gets it. Excuse me, Mr. O'Malley has his hand up. Yes, Mr. O'Malley.
One thing that a lot of people haven't brought up is the fact that they're making a big deal out of him saying sloppy seconds. Okay?
Yeah, even they played the clip last night on KLLI on one of the syndicated shows, and they bleeped out the 2 words sloppy seconds.
Oh, Jesus.
In the newspaper, they parenthesized ex-girlfriend instead of sloppy seconds, as in the Dallas Morning News.
Oh,
go ahead, Dan.
Anyway, this is a guy, Sean Avery, that has been called just about every homophobic slur in the book by other NHL players. Nothing is ever said or done about that. But if he references esoterically an ex-girlfriend and another player, they suspend him indefinitely. That is insane.
So, the comments about his sexuality, using his name.
Yes. Because Sean Avery is the guy on the Stars. Over this past summer, he interned at Vogue magazine. He's not shy about the fact that, hey, yeah, I'm a hockey player, but I also kind of dig fashion. Most guys in the league, for whatever reason, don't like that, so they, of course, use that against him on the ice. Nothing's ever said or done about that stuff.
How did they address his sexuality? Did it come across as not only slamming him, but gays? Well, because I would think the NHL would have an issue with that.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you call someone faggot...
He's got a point.
Yeah,
that really swings both ways.
Yeah, that's going to raise a few.
Yeah.
No fines, no suspensions, nothing. Comments directly about him, questioning his sexuality, and slamming gays.
The only difference is that I've yet to hear anything like that. Like Trey said, Sean Avery wanted to make sure that everyone got audio and got the quote properly. If someone was to say something about him, like they say to him on the ice with the homophobic slurs, that's fine. But if you do it in front of a camera, now apparently, then would you have a problem? Or is in the course of a game, is that okay?
Calm down, feller.
No problem.
Let me make sure I understand. These comments about Avery and his sexuality, on the ice or on the air?
On the ice.
Well, obviously.
But it's only a matter of time before you get a parabolic mic pointed at the rink, and you're going to hear one.
What? So how does anybody know these things were said?
It's just common knowledge, and it's also been reported on.
Unless you, maybe it was just because he did it at a press conference, and anything can be thrown out on the ice, whether or not one of the parabolic mics picks it up or not.
Oh, Madonna got all kinds of crap when Will Ford was dancing with the Stars. Can you imagine the things that were said to him? So you're playing hot tonight, are you? I wonder if you're willing to get it up.
Is she getting high sticked?
She's dancing, all right.
I can tell you what he's not doing. He ain't playing, I'm not touching you.
You know that was horrible for him.
I don't understand why Madonna let her go on that show. He's smart. He's seen enough of those episodes where there's just this chemistry when you get the chick and the guy, and they train for hours on end every day. And I don't care how Cuban plays it off. He banged that blonde that he was dancing with.
No doubt. You're very close.
She's a great girl. Yeah. It's like on the inside. It's gushy.
I don't think Madonna really had a choice. Because, Willa Ford was briefly hot, back when Britney and all the other ones were kind of taken off, and then she died out. And this was her chance to get back in the limelight.
Well, if you're in a relationship, there's going to be a conversation, and if I'm with somebody and they say, I'm going to go off to ABC and I'm going to do... No, you shan't. I forbade it.
It's for my career.
I stop it with the role playing. You're queering me out.
You trust me, yes?
I'm not going to trust any chick to go hang out with a hot, slick Latin dancer for 6 or 7 weeks, day in, day out, laughing, making mistakes, one's training the other, so you have this educator role, and just sooner or later, the tides are going to drop, and it's on.
Especially since most women factor in, if a guy's a really good dancer, then he obviously must be good in bed, because look at him move those hips.
And that's obviously accurate, because I can't dance. And I'd like to point out that we had the Avery comments yesterday, long before Mark Davis wore it out today.
He certainly did.
We just got into a point in this society.
The last thing you thought would be hockey.
Nothing can be thrown out without somebody being twisted about it. Why don't they go and ask the 2 chicks he allegedly made the comment about, see if they were offended? If not, then let him go play. I don't think most chicks would have an issue with the sloppy seconds comment. They go, well, he's a dick. That's why I left him.
Well, perfect, yeah. Good way to spin that. Has he said anything yet? Is there any comment?
No, I'm sure they've told him to shut up. But I haven't even seen any...
They probably told him to shut up before.
See how that worked out.
But I haven't even seen any women's groups come out and just in utter condemnation of all this.
And maybe that's why, because I think a lot of chicks just hear it and it's just let it roll. Well, that's his mentality. He never called me that when I was with him.
No. I'm going to get in somebody's head. It's going to be good for the game. We're going to have a good time. That's all.
Well, I know why he did it. I don't know why that there was any protest or, was it Bill Hicks, Don Hicks, Don Henley, or whoever suspended him. I don't know or why he's got a hard-on for him.
Maybe he's just falling in line. Hey, you know, if they hadn't done it, I would have.
Now, Tom Hicks just said we hold ourselves to a higher standard.
Oh, my God.
Had it possibly been another sport, perhaps curling, then you would be worried about the image.
Right.
Water polo, badminton, chess. Something I find it hard to believe that a lot of the chess players here in Canada enjoy my sloppy seconds.
You're out of line, sir.
You're right. Sweet and cuddly sports as opposed to the big manly sports, you know, football, hockey, all that stuff.
Yeah, wait, and do you think that they would kick Earnhardt Jr. out if he made a comment about Rusty Wallace or whoever the king of the wild frontier is and said he was eating out his sloppy joes?
No, I don't think they would. Of course not.
I know that NASCAR also has standards, but I don't think in a manly sport they're going to back away from something like that. It's okay to knock somebody's choppers out, but to say something that might rub somebody the wrong way, now we're going to have to actually step back and take a look at what we've created. This is intolerable. I want to take one of those, Alfie?
There's a woman's perspective online, too.
Thank you. Yes, Janet.
I was surprised when I heard what they did to him because I don't think he said anything wrong. Who they're afraid of offending? Sloppy seconds? And what woman would come up and admit she's a sloppy second to complain?
That's what I said yesterday. If they immediately thought of whoever he's dated in the past, then the NHL is calling his exes sloppy seconds.
Like Les says, don't be one, don't get called one.
That's good.
That has more of a magical tone when a chick says it.
Really? I've never heard a chick say that before.
Most of them don't subscribe to that. Most of them subscribe to the, I'm going to be it, you don't call me that. Yeah. Is that about the Avery? When I first heard the story, I thought it was the guy with the big teeth that coached the Mavericks that was in trouble. Who was that? Avery Johnson?
Yeah.
Doesn't been any funnier to me. Yes, Jason.
Hey, boss man. Yeah, the whole thing, the deal about him getting suspended, it wasn't because of what he said. It's because he, quite intentionally seeked out the Canadian reporters that would get in the Canadian news to upset Mr. Avery. And he had specific orders, either from the league or from Hicks himself, not to contact the Canadian press.
Well, I think the Canadian press, I don't think he contacted them. He didn't go and seek them out. They actually showed up in the locker room.
Yeah, but if you listen to the tape, he kind of walks over. You can tell he walks over. He's like, I just want to make one statement real quick.
Yeah, you're right, because not all the cameras were on him, and they might have been talking to other players, so Yeah, he might have drawn it to. He might have seeked him out.
Yeah, I saw the video. I mean, he does. He waits. He calls him over there. And
well, one of the reporters was already talking to him. He thought, well, okay, now they done seeked me out. So I can say whatever I want because I'm just sitting here in the locker room waiting for somebody to ask me about my exes.
And I've been sitting on this one.
All right, we'll take this. How are we doing, Clem?
3-4.
Yes, Mark.
Hey, guys, do you guys remember or do you know about when Shaq made a rap about Kobe in the offseason and he asked Kobe, a part of it was, hey, Kobe, tell me how my butt tasted, but I don't know if I can say it. But
No, I got it. Tell me how I taste.
Right, and it was on YouTube. And I just don't know why this is such a big deal, the Sean Avery thing. To me, that's much more egregious than talking about sloppy seconds, some chick.
Maybe Shaq got to pass it off as art. Then you're under the guise of that, and they're just like, well, it's my free speech.
You clearly have not heard the song.
Oh, all right. How bad is it?
It's bad. It's Shaq.
Is it unairable?
It's been so long I can't remember.
Is it unairable on this show?
I really can't remember.
I could edit it to where it's airable, but it's going to take some bleeping.
How long is the song?
And the audio's not great. He was freestyling at some club in New York, and
all right, so this wasn't something he just threw down as a recording and said, "All right, let's release this." He's just jacking around.
Well, but he knew he was being. He knew it was going to get out.
It was on stage at a concert.
Okay,
and he got no trouble for this.
No, by the NBA. Okay, let me try. Hold on. What did you just send me, Gavin?
I sent you the post-game comments of whether or not, like, they asked Marty Turco if Avery should be welcome back in the locker room. And then the second guy speaking is Dion Phaneuf, who is the one that is dating Alicia Cuthbert.
And did Trey or Dan have it right? Huff isn't still dating that chick?
Yeah, I mean, I that was the rumor. I mean, I don't know if they're...
Okay, well, let me play this clip then. Reverse. Let me get past the commercial.
Does this group want Avery back in the dressing room as a player?
That remains to be seen.
This is Marty Turco.
Like I said, we've given him a chance, and
I'll be the Stars goaltender. In case you think the heads up.
Huh? Look at you. Knowing hockey.
It says it on the screen.
I think a lot remains to be seen before that subject even gets touched. And for right now, climbing out of the cellar, getting points, and playing up to our capabilities is really all our focus, regardless of who's in the lineup, and that includes him. And we'll have.
Is there any chance of me ever running into Marty Turco anywhere?
Yes.
Well, then I won't say this.
Plenty of chances to discuss future dealings with him. My thoughts were that it was...
This is Dion Hoff.
Okay, the guy.
The Flames defenseman.
Got you.
Very disrespectful.
All right. What does this chick look like that Avery used to date? Hot, 7, 8, a model?
I'd say 9.5.
Have you seen the pictures of this Dion Hoff?
He looks like Cro-Magnon Man.
What does he look like? Did anybody ever see the original Hills Have Eyes back in the 70s?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
That's who he looks like.
Oh, dude.
Comment, and the league took action, and I definitely agree.
All right, Dion Hoff shouldn't worry. I tell you, the person that should be worried is whoever dates this chick after this guy got a hold of her.
Why?
You're looking at him?
I can't see him. Hold on, let me look around. Oh, Jesus, yeah.
The way that they took action today. Like I said, it was a disrespectful comment that...
Oh, he's just playing it up to go along with the media. I've been hurt. And if I act offended, as well as my lovely Slumpy Joe, then the NHL is probably going to keep him out longer, and the Stars are going to suffer, even though we got our asses handed to us last night.
That was dealt with today, and that's all I'm going to
It's a very emotional moment, you know.
Deeply injured.
He talked about my loved one.
I have defended her honor, her chastity. And she's a slut.
Yeah, any guy, other smart guy, you go, whatever, I'm going to go home and bang her.
Yeah.
My ass.
If you want to get back at Sean Avery, yeah, she was kind of sloppy when I got her, but I cleaned her out a little bit. let her drip for a couple of days, and then everything was fine. I had no issues with it. In fact, if you go back and look at nature, that's why the penis is actually arched a little bit, so you can scoop out whoever's been there before and go and do your business.
And she told me you were tiny.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, yeah. You know, everybody has sex terms for everybody else. I don't know why she calls him the inchworm. I just know that we enjoyed each other's time.
Unfortunately,
this is back to Marty Turco.
Okay.
The moves are when ignorant comments are made, such as that this morning, and this.
Well, they're going to have to expect answers like this out of Stars players, especially since Hicks has already said, yeah, had the NHL not done it, I'd have done it myself. So none of the Stars are going to be able to side with him. Luddy doesn't play anymore. How long before we need a break, Club?
2 minutes. Or whenever.
Luddy doesn't even work in their offices anymore, does he?
I believe so, no.
Yeah, I got an answer out of him. What time is it? 3:33. I think he practices in the afternoon.
He does.
Hello?
Luds.
Yo.
It's Russ. We're on the air.
Oh, no, Russ. You guys aren't going to ask me about Pac-Man, are you?
Why? I called to see what happened with your truck. If you heard anything about back from the police after being stolen from one of your appearances.
Yeah, I heard nothing. I heard goodbye, gone, done deal.
As the insurance company, they say how long it's going to take to actually get you cash for this?
They're actually doing great. Allstate did a great job. They came back and said it's not going to be recovered, and so we'll move ahead. And so, but it didn't. You know how it goes. It doesn't come close to what your vehicle is, but now I can put it behind me and go buy that Mini Cooper.
How long had you had that truck before it was stolen?
I had that truck I got it last year in May. So I had it for about a year or so.
And with all the accessories and everything, around 50?
Yep, 48.
Yeah, you get dicked around. All right, so what about this Sean Avery thing?
You guys are just baiting me again. What do you want to know? You want him as a guest on your show, I suppose, huh?
Will they let him talk to anybody?
I don't know. I think right now they're just letting him go on his own. For a lot of us that played here and are still involved here and stuff like that. The only thing for me is it's like a slap in the face. I think that from Mr. Hicks to Bob Gainey to Doug Armstrong to Hully and Les where they are right now, they've done a lot to get the respect around the league and especially in Dallas, as an organization.
I don't know what he's telling me. I'm listening to whatever's going on in the background.
I'm saying it's a slap in the face because Sean Avery's taking all this attention onto himself and away from the team and the league.
All that kind of stuff. They do the right things. They've done the right things since they got here, and to have something like this happen, it's a kick in the teeth, and I think that's what's the hardest part for the organization right now.
Here's what I don't get is you've got a sport where it's okay to absolutely wail on somebody on the ice until they're borderline unconscious. That's okay. There's no fine, no suspension. He makes an innocuous comment, doesn't say any names, and just says sloppy seconds. He never said he's really talking about chicks. He just said my sloppy seconds, and they're going to pop him for at least one game, and you don't know how much longer.
Well, and you're right. I think to say something like that, a lot of people are going to look at that and say, what's so bad about that? I think it was the venue that he chose to do it in. First of all, it probably wouldn't have been as big in some other markets, but when you're doing it in Canada, the only thing that probably would have been a little bit a bigger stage for him is if he did it in Montreal or Toronto. But and I know that the coach Dave did an interview just before it, and I don't want to say was defending him, but was saying we're working with Sean and getting him into the group and stuff like that. And I think that was the disappointing part for the coaching staff is that as he gets done talking and then something like that happens and.
I'm just shocked that this has turned into as big. The only reason I'm still talking about it, we started on this yesterday when the clip was released. I'm talking about it because of the absurdity of everybody just jumping on this guy. And even Tom Hicks, the owner, said, well, had the NHL not done it, we'd have popped him as well because that's not the image we want. We want the image of actually knocking people's teethers out.
Well, I mean, but it's what the league is about. I mean, this league isn't about bashing other people's girlfriends or wives and things like that. You can bash each other, but it's about respecting your teammates and the league in general off the ice. And I think, ever since the lockout, the last one, they've been trying, the league has done as much as they possibly can to recover from that and get fans back in the seats. And it's just a negative thing. I just think it's a negative comment.
Well, how many fans do you think would have been in the seats when they played last night, knowing that Avery had made that comment, and at one point or another during the night, that Hoff was going to go after him?
Well, you know what? The thing about Calgary is they're full anyways. I mean, it's a sellout there. So there's going to be people there. I agree. I think I read something today or heard something like, you know what? It probably would have been a better punishment to let Dion Phaneuf face him on the ice during the game. And again, if you're not there, like I wasn't there, so I can't say a lot about it, about exactly what happened, but I guess the proof is all over the airwaves right now. And again, I just think that it's about the organization. It's about the Dallas Stars, and I just think that they've always tried to avoid that kind of stuff, and I think they've always done a great job. And if there's any issues, it gets dealt in-house, and he kind of went outside he stepped over the line as far as the organization is concerned, and obviously as far as the league.
As far as the NHL, I got cash that they're going to go back and address this innocuous comment, and they're going to send him through rehab to be able to address his issues and the way that he views other people.
I don't think he's going to go. I don't see him doing that. Sean Avery, the one thing about A's, I think if you watch the game, I think there's some people that will say that he plays the game hard. He may not play within the system all the time, but he plays the game hard. He skates hard. He tries to hit hard. He tries to get under other teams' skins, and that's.
Well, that's what you want on the ice. You're also playing a mind F when you're on. Can you actually get him to call the show?
No, I won't.
I'm on his side.
Well, then you might want to go find his house. You seem to be able to find my house all the time. I'm sure you can find his. Go through his garbage.
All right, I got to go. I got a break.
Oh, thanks, guys.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye, buddy. Yeah, go through my trash there. Lots of pictures of my sloppies.
Maybe that was it. As he was talking, I picked up something. It's okay to beat up each other. It's okay to say anything to each other. But this was really about the girlfriend.
He didn't say girlfriend. He just said fall in love with my sloppy seconds. That don't mean that somebody ain't going through his trash and grabbing his goo.
Everybody knows what that means.
Well, and I can also see what he's talking about, that the Stars have always had a very clean image. And to have this kind of PR, innocuous as it may be.
All right, well, you know what? I don't always deal with the PR for the Stars or any other sports organization. And if it's something they don't like, then, yeah, set him in the box for a while. Me, don't bother me.
I was going to say.
And if you go back and you call Rachel Hunter or the other chick, say, well, obviously it was targeted to them, then you calling them sloppy seconds. And now as the NHL, you've said something worse than Avery did.
It all began.
Misogynistic bastards. We need a break. All right. This is really inappropriate.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
What? What have you done? You have that look on your face. You've done something. What did you do?
I don't know what that look is.
Yeah, I do exactly know what it is. It's that don't look at me because I've done something look.
Man, you read me.
Yeah. Only took 35 years. I got you down.
I took that, what is that thing, that clown that you hang for Halloween?
Yeah.
It makes noises.
Oh, the scary clown we've hanging on the door, yeah.
Yeah. I took that and I put that in Gavin's office behind his door. And I sprayed it with a liquid ass.
Oh, my God. The clown wasn't enough.
Well, the great thing is he's not going to be able to pull the clown down because he's scared of it. I'm just waiting for him to come back in his office, and I'm afraid I'm going to miss it.
We have the cameras in the hall.
Is that you on hold, Dan?
Yeah.
All right. All right, go ahead. I may have to cut you short.
No problem. All right, this first check of traffic is brought to us by Cantina Laredo and also by Don Davis Auto. In Richardson, 75 southbound to Spring Valley, the 2 left lanes are closed. They really don't know why. They say it could be road work of some kind or Pat Summerall, one of the two. In Mesquite, I-30. Such a scamp. In Mesquite, I-30 westbound at Motley, they have an accident on the right shoulder. In Arlington, I-20 eastbound between Cooper and Matlock, you do have construction there. That is blocking the right lane, or still could be Pat Summerall. And in Fort Worth, I-30 eastbound after Cooks Lane, you have an accident blocking the right lane there. It's in the acceleration lane, and it's really not causing too many problems. There's your first check of traffic. I'm Dan O'Malley on the Russ Martin Show.
And mid-50s, kind of mild tonight. Then also mid-50s for the high tomorrow. So we're at 62 now, live 105.3.
What's wrong with you? You laughing at the clown or the Pat Summerall?
I'm laughing at the clown. Not only did you spray the stuff in there, I was like, oh, okay, that's going to be bad. But you put it on the clown. You're so mean.
Why don't you just go and use that as my epithet? He was so mean. Try walking there really quick and see if it still wafts, because that stuff clears out pretty quick. It's not designed to last for long. Actually, I didn't use the liquid ass. I used the, what's this called?
Bad karma.
Yeah. And I still don't get, is it still wafting?
Oh. It's like a wall of stench that you walk into.
Yeah, and that's worse. The karma.
You're so mean. That's double mean.
And I don't know why this bad karma, this spray is worse than the liquid. It's the same company.
Yeah.
Liquid ass. The liquid ass you can get used to just because it's kind of got a stockyard smell to it. It's like going to the state fair.
Yeah, right, because I don't think we've ever really been able to pinpoint what's so bad about the bad karma.
This smells like it's a mixture of the liquid ass and somebody with rotted out molars.
Yes, something rotting. Either, I don't know what.
Let me don't sniff, and I'll see if I can.
See, the other one I can stand. This one I can't.
The other one you could at least. You grew acclimated to it. This one,
well, everybody's been around livestock, and then really that's all it smells like is just liquefied cow grunt. This smells like liquefied cow grunt and listener's breath.
Check and see the ingredients.
Don't ever put listener's breath next to your flour.
Yeah, that's what it says. Do not ingest. Mixture of cow feces and the Smart Show listener's breath. Let me smell it. Holy I'm mean. Well, where did he go? He hadn't been in his office in like 10 minutes.
I didn't see him.
So it doesn't need a freshen up spray?
I'll hold my breath and give it one if you want, but...
You don't think it needs it? Gavin.
Yo.
What are you doing?
Coming out of the bathroom.
Oh. Well, that's still not going to be enough preparation. Been down there for a while. What's going on?
Not allowed to go?
No, that's fine. Is that you coming up the hall?
That smell.
I don't know. Sorry to bother you. Bye.
Come on!
What, Trey?
I'm going to shut his door.
I'll see how long it takes him to find it.
Come on! Get this out of here!
I hid it behind his door. He's looking behind his desk now. This is the best game ever.
I'm serious. Get this out of here.
What?
Whatever the smell is.
I don't smell anything.
Well, I do. It's disgusting.
Maybe you should take better care of your office.
It smelled fine when I left the room.
Hmm.
This is disgusting.
He found it.
Oh, he cried.
Well, he threw it in the hall. Close the doors. Lock the doors. Hurry up. Oh, he's already got it in here. Trey, take it out of here. Great. Go throw that back in his office. Oh, you can spray all you want, Gavin. Mm-hmm. Oh. Do you lock the door?
Yes.
No. Here. Take this paper towel and go slide it under the door. Is this too juvenile?
No.
Is it really not?
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for. You ready? Yeah. I'm going to spray this and you go.
Okay.
I give it to you, but it takes you too long to spray.
Oh, my God, man.
Oh, my God.
Run! Run faster! I'm mean.
You're so mean.
No!
He's gonna get on his shoe.
He's trying to kick it back under the door.
Go home tonight, take those shoes off, and his wife, his girlfriend will go, what the hell?
I don't know how he was able to pick that clown up. We couldn't get him to touch it in the past.
No.
Maybe that one doesn't look as menacing.
Maybe not, but still, just the smell was so much he had to do it. Yeah, thanks a lot for bringing that in here.
All right. Where were we?
Big juveniles.
Okay. You ready for news then, Dan?
Sure.
All right.
Let's adult it up.
Okay, 4 o'clock at KLLI, Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Thank you, Russ. News is brought to us by Boomer Jacks, where Clove will be this Friday night from 10 p.m. to midnight. That's Boomer Jacks, 183.
Get back to those two doors. Gavin's coming back out in the hall. He looks like he's going to try and slip that back under the door. Are we out of chasers?
Cut right there.
Chloe's at the door where you are. That door, get back over there. Okay. No, hold it, because he knows the combination. Is there enough of a gap to light this and stick it under the door?
Chloe, check.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here, Dan, go do this. Hurry up. Trey's coming back towards your door.
Can we go over this side?
No, I'm just watching him run back and forth. All right, Dan, do it out your side.
That's good aim.
You're so mean.
All right, I'm sorry, go ahead, Dan.
No problem. Anyway, news brought to us by Boomer Jacks, where Clove will be this Friday night, 10 p.m. to midnight, 183 in Central in Bedford. Today is Wednesday, December 3rd, 2008. Birthdays today. Brendan Fraser turns 40. Julianne Moore turns 48. Daryl Hannah also turns 48. Rick Mears, NASCAR legend, turns 57. Ozzy Osbourne turns 60. And on this day in history, back in 1979, 11 people were killed in a crush of fans at Cincinnati's Riverfront Coliseum, where The Who were performing.
Which is the same thing that happened at Walmart this past Black Friday.
And general admission seating, they just pushed them in and killed them.
Well, so what is Walmart going to do? Are they going to have to go to general admission or ban general admission into all their stores so this trampling doesn't happen again?
They're probably going to have to go to the band system where you give people bands or you give them cards and you get in one at a time, and there's somebody standing there going 1 through 5 get in now, 5 through 10 get in now. And we start.
All right, let's say you hand out the numbers, and they start shoving anyway.
Then you have to, again, you have cops, you have a queue line where people can't be in a mass, 10, 15 people wide. It's got to be 2 people wide.
You can still have a line of people, and they still turn into a mob that you can't control.
Again, I think if they know they're only getting 5 at a time versus just a push, that's the only control you can have. Or do it like we talked about before. Everybody gets in at midnight, from midnight to 5. You can wander all you want.
Then they're going to start piling it at midnight. Then they're going to go camp out next to whatever it is that they want to buy, and you're still going to have some type of rush. It's not Walmart's fault. You can give them a piece of the credit for having a sale and having some limited items. But not being able to control a mob who can't function out in public, You can't blame any retailer for that. And you have sales all the time, and this only happened at that Walmart in Long Island.
This one time. But you're right. They're going to go back and they're going to Walmart. That's where the cash is.
All right, Gavin left his office. Oh, no. Or he turned the lights off to make me think he left his office.
Sitting in there in the dark.
Gavin, where are you?
Hiding.
Are you in your office?
Maybe.
Well, you're not good at this game. Nah, you can't be in there. What good's it going to do to sit in the dark with a stench? It's still going to get you.
Maybe he thinks if it's dark in there, you won't throw anything in there. You'll think he's upstairs.
I'll wait till the lights come back on. And then Trey spray this clown mask with the liquid ass and throw it in there. Because I don't think he'll touch this mask. Okay, Dan.
All right. The Dallas City Council is expected to vote on a stricter smoking ban today. If approved, the new ordinance would prohibit smoking inside bars, pool halls, outdoor patios, and public parks.
If you were looking for one, here comes your protest. Especially if... Are they still not going to include bingo parlors? Because I've never heard that come up specifically. They've said bars, pool halls, but they've never said bingo. I think that's where they're going to come unglued.
No, it does, actually. The original ordinance was put in place, of course, by Laura Miller back in 2003 and prohibited smoking in restaurants, bingo parlors, and most public buildings. So apparently the first ban actually hit the bingo parlors in Dallas. Now, if this one passes, now you can't smoke inside of a bar, and according to this, you can't even smoke on an outdoor patio at a bar.
I didn't know they already went after the bingo people. I really thought that's where the protest would start.
I did too. Everyone I've ever been to, like I said, has been full of smoke.
When you've got nothing else going on in your life but sit in a room with a bunch of other elderlies playing bingo, and if you take away my Chesterfield, then I'm going to go ahead and set up my protest.
They're too old to protest. It is so funny to watch these old ladies, and they got 17 cards and 19 daubers, and they're just going at it with a cig hanging out of their mouth. It is so fun.
I don't know how you keep track of more than one or two cards.
They're amazing. They've done it so often. Like I said, some of the newer ones are computerized, so it's automatic. But, man, these ladies have these big paint daubers, and they're just beating them.
All right, so they're going to ban smoking any public place in Dallas. I mean, really, that's what it's turning into. It's already been banned in
most public buildings, restaurants, and bingo parlors. Now they're going to expand it to inside the bars, pool halls, public parks, and outdoor patios.
The patio thing doesn't make any sense at all.
No, it doesn't. The patio thing, most patios are somewhere near the entrance, and somebody's going to walk through somebody else's cigarette smoke, and they're going to claim, all right, I got secondhand, and now look what you've done.
Is this going to be like at the American Airlines Center where they have smoking patios? Because everybody out there is a smoker.
Well, no, and that's a problem.
What are you talking about at the airport?
Yeah, at the American Airlines Center. They have one, too.
Yeah,
AAC. Got it.
Yeah, because they have that little roped-off section at AAC, and honestly, with the AAC, I would wonder if those little roped-off smoking areas would fall under the outdoor patio thing.
Should.
If it's a public area, and at that point, I would think Cuban and anybody else with interest in the AAC would want to visit with the city council. Although you say people are still going to go to concerts, they're still going to go to sporting events, whether you're able to fire one up or not. It's just...
They are.
I don't smoke, and I like knowing that I can go someplace and not be irritated by somebody sitting a few feet away from me who they don't smoke. They won't smoke when they're eating. They wait till I'm eating. But that's my own fault because I knew I went into a place that allowed smoking. Nobody's fault but my own.
But at the concert,
but you're still getting to a point where it's really irritating, and you got businesses in Dallas that are going to suffer for it.
Yeah,
set up shop knowing that smoking was allowed, and it was an even playing field with all the other cities. No, it ain't.
Yeah, and of course, back in before the smoking ban, if you open up a bar before that, you as an owner, you can choose on your own if you wanted to allow smoking or not in your bar. But if those that do, let them continue to do it.
And when we had, was it Angela Hunt?
Yes.
One of the city council women for Dallas. I brought that up. Why not let the marketplace, that seems to be our big push, let the marketplace decide let a bunch of restaurants set up if they want to go no smoking, and if they start to prosper, then everybody else is going to follow suit.
But then she took the other angle of, well, we have to protect the employees that work inside these bars. Lady, when was the last time you went to a bar in Dallas? Most of the waitresses, and bartenders smoke.
But her contention is going to be not everybody does, and you're going to be subjected to that. You know, it was a bar when you went in and applied. You saw people smoking when you're filling out your paperwork. You know that place is going to have smoke in it. People smoke!
Yes. And no one forced you to go for that job, and you know what you're getting into.
And they know they can't do the open market, let the market decide, because they know non-smoking will lose. It's something they have to mandate, because otherwise no restaurant, no bar is going to go completely non-smoking, because they're going to make more money if smokers know they can come there and have a drink and have a cig.
All right. Again, this is probably going to be too naive, but why not just divvy, if you got a bar, restaurant, whatever, divvy it up. And I don't mean with curtains or whatever, a wall straight through it. This side is full of smoke. This side, clean and ready to go. Why wouldn't that work? That way, the customers can decide.
And some will, but the thing about it is, when you do that, you have to completely rework your ventilation. You can't have a shared ventilation intake of an air conditioner.
Okay, look long term, though. You want to worry about losing all the business or spending a little money up front and being able to exist with all the other restaurants in Dallas-Fort Worth.
I'm with you, but under this, it sounds like you can't even do that with this ordinance, because even if you didn't serve food and it's just a bar, you still can't do it.
What about patios like we have here at the station and across the parking lot where those people love to smoke outside of their building?
What about it?
Does this include that?
It's private property.
Okay, so then.
But a restaurant would be private property as well, but it's open to the public.
But and of course, that's why they have to mention restaurants and bars specifically.
And I think in a building like this, you got to stay within so many feet of the door. Otherwise, OSHA is going to come after you. But nobody up here really is worried about the OSHA, because there's cigarette butts all over the doorknob.
No, and we have a tendency to spray chemicals in the building to make people sick. They really don't worry about OSHA too much.
You don't know what I'm spraying is caustic.
I was talking about the stuff they sprayed 2 weeks ago that made me violently ill.
Or the stuff on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
What they spray on Friday?
Oh, devil's breath. I don't know.
Anything when they spray in this building and the alarms, the fire alarms continue to go off over and over and over and over. Maybe we shouldn't be.
Is this the same company that's redoing the floor on the other side of the building where they're treating the concrete?
Yeah, I think what it was.
Why they let them back in when humans are here?
I have no idea. They said they were not going to, and they did.
I think what happened on Friday was I think they were staining the concrete, and it started probably about 8 a.m. You could kind of smell it a little bit when you go out in the hall.
All right, I don't really care about the process. All I know is they were supposed to start sometime over the weekend when you've got the fewest amount of people here. That way, you could do it on a Saturday or Sunday when there are almost no shows here. All you got is one board op, and we've got to have one board op around here. We don't care what happens to.
Board op in the red shirt.
So why not just stick him down there and wrap him up and protect his ass instead of worrying about everybody else in the building?
Yeah, seal him in that room and just give him something to...
All right. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. After 2 months in a small Las Vegas jail cell, O.J. Simpson learns Friday whether he will be sentenced to spend the rest of his life in a Nevada state prison. The former star of the football field and a couple of movies who beat murder charges in the celebrated trial 13 years earlier was tripped up by an armed confrontation over memorabilia from his career as a celebrity. He still hopes to regain freedom, however. District Judge, this just in, Trey's dying.
Hang on, I want to listen to Trey show. Turn your mic back on. This is funny to me. What are you choking on?
I just took a drink. I took a drink of water and it went down the wrong tube.
You can't drink now?
Evidently not.
You ever choke on your own spit?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I bet his whiskey never goes down the wrong pipe.
Yeah, somehow that whiskey always seems to find where it needs to go.
It's like a homing beacon.
Yeah, I've never choked on whiskey. Mm-mm. Maybe you should stop it with the H2O.
Your body's trying to tell you.
Your body's rebellion.
Body's rebelling because I'm quitting drinking.
Huh?
What?
Huh? Why?
Just before I have surgery, I'm going to be liquor free for about 10 days.
Really?
Well, that's wrong. Because I can't pick up drinking just to irritate you now.
I'll start again right after.
Why is it you got to stop leading up to it?
I don't have to. Going into surgery, I want to be in
Nothing's going to change if you stop drinking 10 days leading up to surgery. It's not all of a sudden your liver snaps out of it.
10 days ain't going to cure 20 years.
No, it's not going to cure anything, but I just feel better about going under anesthesia and not having as little toxins in my system as possible.
Did your doctor recommend this, or is something you just decided on your own?
And they recommended it. They said, the less is better going into something like this. But
they said about a week and a half.
No one gave me a time frame. That's just something I decided on my own.
Is there anything we can do to help you?
No. Oh, my God. Let the man stop drinking.
No.
He acts like someone's died in his family. Can we help you with this?
I'm just asking if you want us to take all the alcohol, get it out of the studio. Will that help?
No.
So it's not going to bother you. You've seen the alcohol setting there.
No.
All right. What if it sets closer? Hello? Go ahead, Dan.
All right. District Judge Jackie Glass, who presided over O.J.'s latest trial in the Las Vegas courtroom, will impose sentence on his conviction on 11 felonies and a misdemeanor stemming from the 2007 shakedown of two sports collectors.
Oh, my God.
Oh, having a Ron Burgundy moment.
It's the best I've ever had. Hello?
Oh, yeah.
So he finds out tomorrow?
Friday. Friday he will be sentenced and figuring out if he will be in prison for life.
It's like the nectar of the gods.
That is a tasty beverage.
Oh, my God.
And it didn't go down the wrong way.
Wish I had a big kahuna burger. I think they should lock him up for 10 to 20. I can't really see them locking him for life. We're trying to get his crap back.
I think if the sentencing had been left up to the jury, they might have gone that way because I think they would have taken into consideration the previous trial. But the judge, I don't think the judge will do that. I think you're right. He'll get a dandy sentence, but I don't think it'll be life.
Right, and you're right with the jury because they found him guilty on all counts, and I think there were 14 and a couple of standby counts that they went ahead and threw in just to be penises. So yeah, had they been they left the sentencing up to the jury, he'd have gotten a few lives because they're basing all of this on what he did back in the early 90s.
How old is he again?
His mid-60s.
He's not in great health anyway. We saw him walk in the building.
I know he was in his mid-60s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what do you think? I'm just thinking 10-year sentence is really pretty long when you're in your 60s and you're not in great health.
Okay.
Well, I'll teach you to go into a hotel room with guns a-blazing.
That's going to be yeah, they found him guilty on that as well.
All of them.
But there still was nothing tangible that he knew that there were guns or he even had one. I believe everybody agreed he didn't have one on him. So at that point, you just got a bunch of lowlifes that are dropping dime on him just to testify against him to get some type of amnesty from the feds.
Had you been on the jury, which way would you have gone?
On this?
Yes. Given the facts that we know.
I'd have been iffy on it. If you took the murder trial out of it, man, I'm drunk.
Feel good?
Such a tasty beverage. Just because you had so many squirrels that were around, I probably would have found him guilty just for hanging out with a bunch of dildos. You think? Because that was nobody's fault. That was his own choice. Here are the people you're going to hang out with, and then you're shocked that they actually turn around and drop dime. I am toasted.
Good for you. Are you having fun?
It's a nice
warm buzz. Like buttermilk going down there.
All the way down that little hair sticking out of my weenie.
I haven't quit completely yet, so.
Oh, I didn't know you were ramping down.
Yeah.
Well, let me know when you go cold poultry.
I'll let you know.
All right. Go ahead, Dan.
The siblings of a worker trampled to death by Walmart shoppers looking for Black Friday bargains have filed a lawsuit against the retailer and the shopping center. Jordan Hecht, an attorney, told Fox News Tuesday that Jimitai Damore's three sisters and brother planned the wrongful death suit. We are going to be suing Walmart as well as the owner of the mall.
Oh, they're suing everybody with a name.
Oh, yeah, here it is. He runs it now. We're going to be suing Walmart as well as the owner of the mall, the security company, and we're contemplating an action against the police and the county of Nassau, although we're waiting to see what our investigation fleshes out about their involvement.
And not waiting on any part of the investigation to see if any of the security cams actually pick up who mowed down their brother, dad, whoever that was.
Yeah, their brother.
This says they're reviewing the films, but
And the police are, but it doesn't say that the people that are filing the lawsuits, they don't give a rat's Peter about who actually mowed him down. It's just the fact that it happened at a Walmart, and you've got plenty of people to go after, and you're going to get cash from one of those entities.
Probably a lot of them, most of them.
And you stand a hell of a chance of all of them settling.
The only way that I can figure that they would hold the police department partially accountable is Walmart called, I think, about 3 a.m. and said the crowd's starting to get unruly. Cops showed up, left after about a half an hour, said, well, they weren't doing anything. Maybe that's why they're being named in the lawsuit. Well, you showed up and you didn't do anything. Well, they weren't doing anything while we were there. We're not security guards. We show up if something's going on. Nothing happened.
So we left. I don't know. You're right. But that's going to be included in it. You know it will, because the county's got cash, too.
Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. It used to be that students worked hard in school and tried to get good grades because it was what they were supposed to do. Last month, someone started a new website called gradefund.com, which allows students to find sponsors who will pay them for each A they receive in school. Really? According to the website, gradefund.com is a community-based revolutionary approach to student education financing, also known as bribing, that encourages academic success by rewarding students for performing well in school.
Why don't you flip it around and maybe shove a fondue fork in their ass if they get a D?
Yeah. Or congratulations, you got an A. I'm not going to show up at your house and kick your ass.
Yeah, you got an A. That's going to be part of your future. You do anything less than that, then there's going to be a penalty. Because if there's no penalty, but I don't get an A, all right, so I didn't get any cash. I didn't really get any accolades. But also nothing happened to me. What's my incentive? If there's no penalty, then there's no real reason to go do it.
So you think you should penalize them for bad grades? Life will penalize them for bad grades.
No, life won't penalize them. Life will penalize us because they're going to end up on social services, and that means that I'm going to pay for it, and I don't like to pay for it.
Not always. You got bad grades. Look at you.
I got
bad grades.
I was right about in the middle. But only because I had a lot of other stupid people in my class.
Their fault.
But you're setting an example younger and younger of you're rewarding them for doing what they are supposed to do.
Yeah, why not start giving them cash for not having babies?
I've had this argument with one of my sons. When he got out of high school, one of his friends got a new car, and he was like, well, can I get a car? I said, son, graduating high school isn't some great accomplishment. You didn't go to the moon. College, maybe, but high school is expected.
So you actually told him we didn't go to the moon?
I told him we went to the moon.
That's not what I got out of that.
No, we went to the moon. That would be
a
great accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
I just said, but graduating high school is expected. Seriously. ABs, that's great. If you make it C, if that's the best you can do, fine. But A, he was on the AB honor roll. So, but paying for A's? Never. Even as a parent, I wouldn't pay for A's.
I got grounded for B's.
Damn.
What kind of Nazi camp were you in?
Probably the same one I was in.
You're expected to make A's.
My parents didn't care, just as long as I was out of the house 6-7 hours a day.
I did. If I got a B, I was for the next 6 weeks.
I don't think they ever looked at my grades.
I was home. My dad was checking my homework.
No. Once I got into junior high, they kept tabs on them in grade school. After that, they didn't seem to care, and neither did I.
Well, if you're not being forced to take it home and have a signature, I guess why would they?
But I also got a job and got out of the house is too sweet. And I think that was all that mattered to them.
Well, probably. They were working class folks, and just you working and your work ethic probably was enough to them to go, hey, we've raised him well.
I'm still not giving kids grades.
Cash.
Yeah.
No.
Here's some cash for doing the stand-up thing. You got that. You're going to have a better life. You're going to have a better job. You're not going to be what's a bad word?
Scourge.
Scourge of society. You're not going to be unintelligent or able to come up with words like scourge. Do we need a break?
Yes.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
That's the biggest thing with the big three automakers is if they've lost money constantly over the past, how many years?
Oh, at least 5.
And they haven't changed CEOs. No. Okay, why wouldn't you look at your business model and decide that's probably not working for us?
Well, and what someone said is that for Ford and Chrysler, their CEOs have been in there respectively, I think, 16 and 22 months. So they, at least you can argue, like Ford has said, we're going to be profitable again by 2011.
I saw Ford's plan that they either have already submitted to Congress for the bailout or they're planning on it. It's 33 pages of ambiguities.
Well,
our one team is unified in pursuing the 4 elements of our one plan. Aggressively restructured to operate profitably at the current demand and changing model mix.
Nice.
Accelerate development of new products our customers want and value.
Okay.
Finance our plan and improve our balance sheet. And work together effectively as one team, leveraging our global assets.
Sounds a lot like to me what they should have been doing all along.
Yeah, otherwise you wouldn't be in the situation.
Mm-hmm. That's a hell of a plan to actually start and run a company, not to fix it.
Well, the problem is that a lot of the big three, especially Ford and GM, they make money with their overseas sales and their overseas plants.
Okay, well then look at your P&L and shut up. If you're making money overseas and you're losing money here, then just balance it out. It's your global assets. Stop asking for cash. And through this, they've got... It's not really even bullet points. It's just 33 pages. And you know nobody in Congress is going to read this.
No, not 33 pages of basically, we'd like to sell more cars.
Well, look.
Yeah.
It's not really it's not a flow chart. They ain't no graphs.
They said the same thing 33 times.
Well, and then I don't know who it was. It was one of the CEOs for the automakers on CNN today. We didn't really know what they wanted when we went to Congress. You knew that if you're going to stand in front of Congress and ask for $25 billion?
Yeah. And now it's 34. But
I did $25 billion?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. If you're going to ask for $50, you're going to have to go in there with some type of plan and not sit there and look like 3 boo-boo fools and not have any answers to anything and come in your own private jets. You're going to have some restructuring plan. You knew that when you walked in. This isn't just a window that opens up and they shove out a wad of cash and they say, thank you, come again.
We thought they were going to just ask us questions.
Okay, but they had no answers.
Well, I've got them, but just not written down.
Okay, but here's the other problem. If someone goes into one of their dealerships trying to buy a car, guess what? They look at your credit history and see whether or not you're worthy to get a certain percentage rate to buy this car.
Yeah, you sat in an office with a business manager for a couple of hours getting grilled about you and your history. And you're going to go sit in front of Congress and ask for money and not have any template, and all you have to show is a failing company.
Everybody else got some.
Well, everybody else is everybody else.
Oh, so you don't like us.
We've decided that you're not going to get a dick. Go back, mail the Apostle Don Stewart, get one of those green prayer cloths, and then shove it in your ass.
Screw you guys.
Ford's three-phased approach to sustainability provides immediate and significant improvements on a wide scale and accelerated electrification, including next-generation hybrids and all-electric vehicles. All right? When? How long? What's that going to cost?
It's on the plan.
Is the money that we have that we're going to allocate to you, is that going to be enough?
Well, it would be enough.
Is it going to be enough for you to do research and development and still maintain whatever your fleet is at this point?
Absolutely, for us to get started.
Actually, they really could have taken go to all that. Was it four things you said? Instead of 4, make it 1 bullet, 1 page. It says, we're going to do what Toyota and Honda do. That's it.
We've decided to give up our business model of being ups. Thank you.
If you just said that before, we'd have given you cash.
This thing will provide for specific measures designed to ensure the transparency and accountability, including regular reporting to and information sharing with any federal government oversight mechanisms established to safeguard taxpayer investments. All right. So they're just saying, you can look at our books.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know how many you got. Ford hopes it will not need to utilize these loans, but we do see, but if we do, we would provide significant information regarding our business to any oversight board that Congress might establish. And then it talks about who they regularly provide financial information to. Will protect taxpayers, assure taxpayers benefit as corporate conditions improve. Bar the payment of dividends and excessive executive compensation, including bonuses and golden parachutes by companies receiving taxpayer assistance.
So?
Meaning if they're receiving taxpayer assistance, they're going to get rid of dividends and executive, they're not going to have bonuses. They're not going to get anything more than, I think some of them just said, we'll take $1. But in 09 or 2010,
they're going to hide this somewhere.
There's going to be something that just pops up like a groundhog. Look what I got.
Look at this stack of cash.
It's called executive retention.
Look at all these fabulous dollars.
It's the easiest game ever.
I really thought when I printed this out, there was going to be at least one section that was succinct to the point, pictures, graphs, some type of flow chart that says, here's what we're going to do, and here's where it's going to take us. There ain't none of that in here. Like I said, it's 33 pages, including the one page that just says, here's what we're asking for. 33 pages of ambiguity.
Nothing about where the money's going to go specifically.
They talk about reworking, and they've already reworked their contract with the UAW. They did that back in 07, and they're going to go back and talk to them again. It's nothing
specific.
There's no commitment here. Here's what we're going to, here are our goals. Well, sometimes people don't meet those goals, and we have to start again.
It's our wish list.
So we're going to have to use that cash that you spiffed us.
We should give us all that cash.
All right. Any of those, Alfie?
Line 3.
Okay. Yes, Mike.
Yeah, these,
All right, go ahead, Dan.
All right. Researchers from the University of California at Berkeley have found that the brains of poor children function differently from the brains of rich kids. And
that's why they're poor.
Well, there's that.
No.
And, of course,
yes, sometimes poor families don't train their children about money, and rich families have a tendency to. That doesn't always hold true, obviously.
But it also means that some poor people are stupid.
Well, yeah, some poor people are. Also, some poor people are very smart, and they work their way up, and they get all kinds of cash.
Then they're not poor anymore.
Well, then poor people aren't stupid.
Well, yeah, if they're poor, then they're stupid. So if they were poor and they're not poor anymore, then they're not poor.
But they're
stupid.
Obviously, you weren't being stupid and being smart just because they got cash.
They're not poor anymore. It's like when Jesus touched the lepers. As soon as he touched them, they're not lepers. So you're not poor or stupid. Stupid?
Read the story.
A man named Robert Knight led the study. He says kids from lower socioeconomic levels show brain physiology patterns similar to someone who actually had damage in the frontal lobe as an adult.
That's mean.
In other words, poor kids are dumber than rich kids, as dumb as people with brain damage. But there's still hope, because according to the researchers, a little more exposure to educational resources would go a long way to change things. Or, as Robert puts it, it's not just that these kids are poor, but they might not be getting full brain development from the stressful and impoverished environment associated with low socioeconomic status. Fewer books, less reading, fewer games, fewer visits to museums.
Too many concussions.
No, not too many concussions.
Well, they said they're going to equate some of the poor kids with somebody that's had some type of
brain damage.
Normally that comes from a donkey.
Maybe they have a few more books, a few more trips to the museum. They might.
There are certain socioeconomic variables that play into this. Is you don't have access to all the educational tools that you need, but some poor people are just stupid, and that's why they got that way.
And there's a book called Poor Dad, Poor Child, Poor Dad, Rich Child, Rich Dad. And it's really along the same lines.
That poor people are stupid.
No, it doesn't say stupid. It just says they're not taught. They're not taught the ways of money.
Well, in some instances, yeah. But in some instances, they're just stupid.
I have a hard time saying poor people are generally just stupid.
I didn't say in generally. I just said poor people are stupid.
Some poor people.
I'm thinking all of them.
It's just mean.
Yeah. And the best thing about it is a lot of them don't know that they're poor because they're stupid. And that's the way that God allows them to deal with their life.
They've never seen anything different. They're surrounded by other people that are in whatever manufactured housing or possibly in a lower economic area part of the.
I don't understand. All housing's manufactured.
No.
Yeah, it is. All housing is manufactured. Somebody builds it.
Well,
what are you talking
they're
about?
on wheels.
Seems like they'd roll around.
Well, they don't. They tie them down until the big storm comes.
And then it's moving day.
We don't need Apple moving.
We've got tornado hall.
All right.
You build it, we blow it.
Line 3. All right. Yes, Matt.
Man, how are you going to associate poor people with stupid people? I'm not the smartest man, but I damn sure am one of them.
You can stop there.
That was very profound.
Gonna write that down.
Why?
That'd be a good promo.
I'm not the smartest man. Thank you.
Thanks, Forrest. The New York Giants have decided that they have what it takes to finish out the season without Plexico Burress. Yesterday, Plexico showed up at the Giants facilities to learn that he's been benched and fined. He's, of course, the wide receiver from New York that decided to go into a club with a loaded gun and shoot himself in the leg.
Yeah, he didn't shoot anybody else.
But it's a big state law, state of New York, that it's against the law to carry around a loaded gun.
It's a big NFL no-no, too.
Do they not have a CHL in New York?
I don't think they do.
I would say probably not, because I believe their gun laws are even stricter up there. But he didn't shoot anybody else. And I believe, didn't he say at one point he didn't have a gun?
Well, he tried that. Well, he didn't have it after he shot himself in the leg and gave it to one of his teammates, and that guy took it to the house.
They took it to a trainer, then the trainer called the hospital. The hospital said...
But they asked him at one point, do you have a gun? No.
As of this moment, no.
No, never had a gun.
He's been in trouble before, though, right? I mean, this is kind of the fifth strike for him.
What else has the Plexico Welcome been in trouble for?
Just basically attitude problems.
Plexico Welcome.
What's his name?
Burress.
Plexico Burress.
Well, whatever.
As far as I recall, he's never had any gun-related issues, anything like that. It's just been attitude stuff with him.
And he's hurt.
But he only shot himself. He didn't shoot anybody else. Nobody else was involved.
It was a matter of carrying a gun where you shouldn't have had one. And go, well, you're a big football player. Why don't you have people around you that can protect you if you're really afraid for your safety? Or I don't know.
I don't have to. I got some gas.
I know. Or stay home. Stay home. Just stay home if you're worried that people are going to shoot you.
I just like his defense. I didn't have a gun.
What the?
You shot yourself in the leg? Yep. Do you have a gun?
No.
I'm just as perplexed as you.
I'm afraid of guns.
Especially now.
This has had me nothing but a quandary for the past week or so, since I shot myself in the leg with no gun.
Is he out for the year? Is that what it said?
Yeah. Plexico is also...
Actually, I don't think he's just out for the year. They're looking at locking him up,
Though they will, yeah.
Which keeps you out of play.
Yeah. The team has already suspended him for the remainder of the season. They put him on the non-injury related list thing. So he's out for the rest of the year. And, of course, now he's going to have to deal with, criminal charges.
That's a lot of different ways just to explain somebody's in custody.
Well, when the NFL gets involved, they like to just muck it up.
He's on injured reserve.
Yes. Is he? What happened to him?
He's in prison.
Works on a hamstring.
Which is actually what Plexico was also dealing with. He's been dealing with a nagging hamstring injury. He was required to check in with the Giants in person yesterday. When he did so, he was fined, suspended 4 games without pay, and placed on the injured reserve list for non-football injury.
Did they fine him for not showing up for practice?
No, they fined him for probably breaking team rules.
Read the sentence again.
When he showed up, he was fined, suspended 4 games without pay, and placed on the injured reserve list for a non-football injury.
Okay.
Also known as the shot myself in the leg list. Plexico renegotiated his contract with the Giants following their Super Bowl victory last year, or earlier this year. His new deal, which is finalized...
What are you laughing at, John?
I'm just saying. So, how'd you re-injure your tendon? I'm jumping. I shot myself. You shot yourself. You jumped.
I shot myself right in the thigh, and that ruined my Achilles. It pulled my Achilles right out of my shoes.
Shoot yourself. See how you jump.
It's very shocking, especially if you don't own a gun. That's the first time I've ever heard anybody shoot themselves in the legs. They don't own a gun. It's been praying heavy on me for a week. Now I got this. I got the hamstring, and my Achilles is pulled. It's a bad week.
His new deal was finalized in September for $35 million over 5 years. The New York Daily News claims that if the Giants actually let him go outright, Plexico could potentially miss out on $27 million of the contract's value.
I'm sure in his mind, he's thinking, I've dealt with guns. Nobody's going to know if I'm actually toting one. And what did it do? Start falling down his pants?
That's what they say, yes.
Then he reached for it, and it went off in his thigh.
Yeah, his thigh.
And then I pulled my Achilles.
Because you jump.
It's loud. Especially when it's that close to you.
You jump, too.
There's a rumble going on in my pants.
If the bullet's not bad enough, that barrel's hot.
I got this burn mark right here.
I got 3 injuries.
Oh, my God. I deserve to be on injured reserve.
I like his original story, though. Where were you? I was at Applebee's.
Where was he really?
He's at a club. The Latin Club, yeah.
So he hasn't said why he was toting a pistol in there?
He said because another teammate got robbed the week before that he felt that he needed it for his safety.
Well, then you don't go into the club. And at that point, you do go to Applebee's.
And you don't go walking around flaunting massive amounts of jewelry.
Because wasn't that part of his story? He was worried because he had the cash and the jewelry on him. All right. Then what we do is we leave all our bling at the house with our gun. So as a result, we don't get robbed.
Yeah.
We don't get shot by ourselves.
No.
We don't get our chilies pulled. And our leg ain't burning.
I actually forget who it was. I think it's an athlete. And I want to say it might be one of the Cowboys, maybe Miriam Barber, who actually said, yeah, I wear all that stuff, but the stuff I wear out is not real. I'm not that stupid. I'm not going to wear a $20,000 necklace out in public when someone could point a gun in my face and take it.
Well, but you're still running the risk of somebody sticking a gun in your face and taking it, and they might shoot you just because you could identify them. So why wear the bling to begin with?
Exactly.
Unless you got a big enough posse.
And why don't you have somebody around you that gets paid to do that?
Well, if you're worried about getting robbed, and I'm sure it was at that particular club, then go to Applebee's.
Well, he wants to go.
So what if you stand out?
He wants to go to the dance club, I'm sure.
Applebee's, your neighborhood shooting gallery.
What is line 3?
He's talking about Plaxico and his stupidity.
Yes, Clint.
Hey, boss. I was just going to tell you that Plaxico.
Yes.
That Plaxico, he goes against.
What is Alfie doing to them?
I don't know. But I know where he was going to go with this. It's when you get somebody who gets a lot of cash all at once and they don't really know what to do with it. And they also think you're to the point where I'm going to be able to buy my way out of anything. So you got Mike Vick, who was running the dog torturing compound, and now Glaxco Welcome shot himself in the leg and he's got the shot and the chilies and the burn on his leg. And now not only is he out of the NFL for a while, he's probably going to be supported by somebody else for 10 to 20.
Yeah, and actually the mayor of New York, Michael Bloomberg, came out and said that they take, obviously New York City and the state of New York takes, gun laws very seriously.
I didn't have no gun.
You have a bullet.
I got shot.
By who?
Huh?
By who?
Somebody with a gun.
Well, but it was.
Are you stupid?
It was in your leg.
Why wouldn't he just say somebody else shot him? Get rid of the gun. Say I got shot in the bathroom. I passed out because it hurt.
Yeah.
You realize what you're saying? You're wanting football players to think for themselves.
Well, obviously if they did a residue test on his pants pocket.
Yeah.
Had to do the CSI test on his thigh.
I believe it was in your pants. I know it was in my pants. He shoved it down there.
He shoved it in my pocket, shot me, and pulled it out really quick and ran up. I went, hey, what are you doing? I'll shoot you in the pants. That way, when the police get here, it looks like you shot yourself in the pants and nobody's going to be looking for me because you boo-boo the food. See ya. See ya. Then he jumped out the window.
Who was that guy?
I don't know, but he shot me in the pants.
So,
I mean, really, if you want to get away with it, that's not that fantastic of an idea. You walk in, you shove your gun in your pants pocket, you blow a hole in the leg, you pull the gun out, you go, all right, explain that. Bye. Do we need a break? All right. Best of luck. Try the boogeyman thing. See what goes.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show.
Break it down.
Welcome to the Treehouse, the Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
Run so loud and proud, you hear it. It's Christmas time and we got this spirit. Jack was
right, Dan, you set?
All set.
All right. You know.
All right. This look at traffic is brought to us by Toyota of Richardson in Forney. Still having that problem. Highway 80 eastbound at Pinson Avenue. That's closed due to an accident. The back of the Lawson Road. Traffic is having to get off the highway and go around. I'll give you a quick shortcut on it. If you're stuck there, you can take the FM 460 exit, go north to Ridge, turn right, and it changes names to Ridgecrest, and you can go south on FM 548, and then you can hop back onto Highway 80. Also in Fort Worth, I-30 eastbound after Cooks Lane, you still have that accident on the right shoulder. And earlier I told you about in Richardson, 75 southbound at Spring Valley Road. Apparently Pat Summerall has been cleared from the highway. There's your check of traffic. I'm Dan O'Malley on the Russ Martin Show.
Leave that old man alone. What do you got? All right, going to be actually near 50 degrees for the low tonight. Only 52 for the high tomorrow, and cooling off just a bit. We have 58 now at Live 105.3.
All right, you said Dan?
Yeah.
By the way, what was Lee Harris bitching about in the hall during the break?
I don't know. He's the assistant program director. He works with Gavin. I'm sure it's carrying the load at the station on his back.
No.
That's what I'd complain about.
No, it was something.
You're mean.
Well, Gavin's at KLLI half the time, so the rest of the time, Lee Harris is the assistant PD. He's got to handle everything else and make sure that the station functions and the talent has everything they need, and he's got the weight of the station on his back. That's probably that.
I don't think that was it. I think it had something to do with the band. Our band.
Yeah, that was it.
What is it?
He volunteered to be the bass player.
Right, I remember that.
All right. We picked a song for the band that's got... I decided bass player is very important.
What did you pick? What have you picked for it?
Let's see if you can find Footloose in the Jack Library.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't really paying attention to it. All I do is I had to learn my part, which ain't nothing but 3 or 4 chords. And then you listen to the bass line. And this is one of the few songs you can hear the bass line.
Is that the bass that starts out with a barrel?
No, that's me.
Is that you? Okay.
Yeah. But as you can get, you get into the chorus.
Okay.
And that's where the bass line gets a little ramped up. That would be me. I got my part down.
Got your part down. Okay. I've heard it as the time.
That's only 3 notes. It's going to take like 30 seconds to get to the chorus. And right now the bass line's just hitting 1 note. You hear it going boom, boom, boom.
And what did you tell him about this? Just now?
About 10 minutes ago. I got my half hour to learn it.
That would explain his attitude.
Let me see if it kicks in here. No, he's still up in 1 note, right? Still not a lot. Still thumping. So I told him, you got the first minute of the song, we were just cruising.
And then?
You're going to have to listen to it. Just listen for the low end. It's the part that's going. And he's got those big fat old man fingers.
Yeah. He's played bass forever.
But most of the songs that he learned playing bass were for country bands.
Sure,
and normally that's just
two.
Yeah, I don't even know why a bass player has 4 strings.
Just need the one.
Possibly.
Yeah. Well, but I'm sure he can do this. I think he's played a little bit of jazz, too. But I hear him bitching about it, so obviously he's worried about it.
Well, it's because I gave him a half hour to learn it.
Nobody can learn that in a half hour.
I don't care.
I don't think he'll be making that move on stage where he kind of has the bass in his hand, he's swinging around, going back and forth like that, just having a good time plucking away.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the songs to where he's not really into the moment.
I got $5 that he spontaneously combusts.
And it's funny, I didn't even pay attention to the bass line when I was learning my stuff because I don't care.
You're listening to you, yeah, for you.
And then I stopped and I went, all right, let me see if I can actually hear what's going on. Oh, that's going to make Lee choke on his own fluids.
Yeah, he's not too happy up in the hall. We have a gig coming up, I guess he said.
December 19th at Coach Lyle's in Frisco.
Coach Joe's.
No, only one place that night.
Coach Joe's is the place. There's no Coach Lyle.
Oh, well, we're playing someplace in Frisco December 19th. And you'll listen to the bass line again. See, right now, he's still got, he's cruising because he just hit one note. Yeah, you're right. I bet his big fat man finger starts smoking. He also plays without a pick.
Does he?
Yeah.
I never saw that.
Should have picked a two-step band.
He's none too pleased.
You ready to start again, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay. 5:10, Dan O'Malley's here with more news.
Thank you, Russ. Arlington's council has rejected a request to put up ornamental signs honoring minority groups on some of the city's main thoroughfares.
I thought that was Mayor Cluck's, originally his idea, wasn't it?
Well, Mayor Bob Cluck told the council yesterday that he would prefer to give new streets names that would recognize 4 prominent minority groups: Hispanics, blacks, Vietnamese, and Muslims. Cluck and several council members said they did not believe sign toppers would be the best way to recognize Arlington minorities for their accomplishments and contributions.
All right, so it wasn't Cluck that suggested new street names. He said, here's what we'll do in the future, because the minorities are asking for little toppers to put on the top of signs.
Right. He wants to give new street names.
Who is this?
Mayor Robert Cluck.
Okay.
Don't.
He's our own local Putin.
I know. He's very nice guy. Very nice.
Okay.
The council will continue taking suggestions on other possibilities. The issue was first raised by Councilman Robert Rivera, who says he was acting on concerns from minorities seeking to honor their heritage. So, Mayor Cluck and the council will try to find other ways and will be open to suggestions on how to properly honor these minority groups. This according to Cluck.
And the city of Dallas started all this. So Mayor Cluck can call up Mayor Leopard and just offer his thanks. Because they started with this online poll and renaming industrial, and it turned out that all the votes went to Cesar Romero, and then they had to go back and deal with the Latin community. They said, well, why'd you have the vote if you're not going to give us the street?
Well, we wanted the vote to get an idea, kind of a pulse, and the pulse wasn't good.
Even when we talked to Angela, I hate that name, Angela Hunt, with the Dallas City Council, she said, I told him not to do it.
She agreed with you. Yeah, it was an absurd thing to do, to ask somebody when you knew more or less you were not going to take the advice.
Well, and then you had the groups come back and go, well, all right, you've got this, obviously, this popular mentality that this is what people want. Well, here's what we don't know. We don't know that only people in the city of Dallas voted in that online poll. You got the groups contact people throughout the country, direct them to that site, and that's how Cesar Chavez ended up with the majority of the votes. I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's what I'd do if I was trying to get a street named after me.
You could sway it very, very easily. And why they ever, again, somebody's idea, to be fair, backfired on them.
Well, although now Cluck has opened himself up, because he said in the future we'll name streets after blacks and Hispanics, Muslims, and Vietnamese.
Yes.
Okay?
It's in the future.
You're going to have other groups step up. What about us?
Well, I've already decided which groups we're going to honor in this town. We've taken the top 4.
Well, so now you're going to step into some type of civil rights arena, and then we're going to crawl up your egg hole. Anytime that you just say you pick any one group or several groups, unless you name them all, you've opened it. You ain't no closing a chicken coop now.
No, we looked at the city, what it's made up of. We took the top 4. That's what we've decided, and that's it. No, we didn't go online and ask your opinion. That's what we're going to do.
What were the 4 groups? Make sure I got it right.
Blacks, Hispanics, Vietnamese, and Muslims.
Okay. Why not just Asians in general?
They have a very, very large Vietnamese population in Arlington.
Okay. Well, but you're also going to have some Asians that live there. I'm sure some Indians.
Yes. I was actually about to mention Indians as well.
Just because it's not a big makeup of that city doesn't mean that certain Indians don't need to be honored.
We took the top 4, and that's the end of it.
Well, how is it you make the top 4 on some type of ethnic list?
Because
Did you cleanse the rest of them?
No, I know who lives in
Because that's what this turns into. All of a sudden, possibly some accomplishment by the Indian community. That doesn't count because there's not a large population of Indians in this particular metropolis.
We don't have room for everybody that's ever been born.
You got plenty of streets.
No, we don't either.
Well, then rename some of them.
We've been okay.
Well, look at all the streets you wasted with numbers. The hell is that? What is that, tribute to Sesame Street?
No, that's what most cities do. They have 1st Street, 2nd Street, 3rd Street.
Okay, well, what is the number street? You got 1st, 2nd, 3rd, Cookie Monster Boulevard? What the hell? Where does it stop?
7.
The Count Street?
Yes.
Fun. What were you going to say, Dan?
I was going to say... Remember, obviously, City of Arlington had the same... I'm waiting for the church groups to come out of the woodworks on this because they came out against the Hooters in Arlington and held them hostage for a while. Now imagine an uber-conservative, Christian church thinking...
Yeah, you're not going to have any Muslim streets.
Exactly. They are. If they can't stand attractive women wearing a tank top and shorts...
They are dressed just like Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Right. They're not going to want to drive on, Mohammed Boulevard.
I think you got a point. But as a city, he's doing the right thing. He's taking control.
No, he should have never said, here are the different groups we're going to honor. He just said, we'll take into consideration anything that's presented to us in the future. Now he's limited himself to 4. You're going to have the rest of them come crawling up his egg hole.
God, this is so ridiculous. Naming streets after people. Let this go.
We've always named streets after people.
I know, but making it a big damn deal where we have to talk about it. And as you said, they're going to have to go down there. They're going to spray paint over the top of them because they get mad because we didn't get the what's his name, Chavez. We didn't get Chavez Boulevard.
No, those signs won't last long. Well, you know what? The Hispanic groups, they got a right to be pissed off. The city of Dallas asked for it. Everything that happened as far as the protest and the grief that Dallas got, they asked for it. You might as well send out invitations.
Maybe enough time will pass that they'll get over this, the naming of the Chavez Boulevard, and they won't spray paint. What is it called?
Riverfront?
Riverfront.
Yeah. Well, especially if Dallas comes up with another street that's acceptable to the community and names it Cesar Chavez. And initially, when somebody brought up the farmer's market, I thought, well, that's kind of a slap. But he was an agricultural leader. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
That's a perfect example. And you make the whole area Chavez Park. You turn it into a park, and it surrounds the farmer's market. What's wrong with that?
I don't have an issue with it, but I'm sure that there are going to be groups that are going, well, that was your second choice. Obviously you didn't want to give us the good one, so you gave us the farmer's market. Stinks.
We gave you a park, and to turn part of that area around into a family park, make it a nice area.
We don't want that. We want riverfront.
We don't. Well, riverfronts, no. We have hotels and communities and convention areas around there.
What's wrong with the name Cesar Chavez in that area?
We certainly.
Who do you think helped build all that area?
Well, we know who built it, but they got paid.
You got your money, move on.
Well, especially when they're redeveloping Deep Ellum. Like to rename a street down there right now makes sense. Start with Farmers Market. You can take Canton or whatever, rename it Cesar Chavez. It runs right through the new Deep Ellum. That really does make sense.
Yeah, if it's an area that's being renovated. Mm-hmm. Okay, here's a new development, new growth, part of Dallas. Take it. You got your money. Shut up.
So worse. That's been cast, I know.
All right, go ahead, Dan. Hang on. What is line 1, Alfie?
He's saying, why can't they just take a highway or something like that, like they do with LBJ or Tom Landry, and just double name it?
Yeah, they could get away with that because of part of I-30 is, what does it run east to west? Is that RLT?
Yeah.
Okay. Then at a certain point, it changes to Tom Landry Freeway.
You could do that, sure. Why not? Sure.
But LBJ deserves the stretch that he got.
9 lanes wide and all the way around town.
Yeah, I'm sorry. 635 is not a loop. That's circumference.
And it's just amazing as you look at a map, just the way LBJ loops around. It looks like a great big ball sack.
I know it does.
You're right. Look at it on the map.
I don't think anybody...
Nice black dot. We're in Dallas.
Nobody planned it that way.
Actually, I think the head ends up someplace in West Fort Worth. It does. If you look at the map, looks like an upside-down penis.
Stop!
It's just amazing that they named the biggest part of the penis after Johnson.
OBJ. I have respect for his president.
That is ultimate respect.
Look at that.
What?
My bunghole would be right there about where mosquitoes. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dave.
The people who said red light cameras would result in more rear-end collisions were right. But a new study by TxDOT says it was just a 5% increase in that kind of accident over the past year, while the number of right-angle crashes, the kind the cameras are designed to prevent, was down by 43%. So the net effect, according to this study, was that intersections with the cameras have become safer. The city's called that vindication, but critics, while applauding the drop in accidents, say the real goal was, and still is, money.
And who cares what the motive plays out to be? It doesn't make any difference. If you cut down on T-bones and the rear-end collisions, which aren't as deadly as somebody blowing through an intersection, if those are only up 5%, I would also bet that those will level out as soon as people figure out where the red light cameras are. Everybody already anticipates that, and you start slowing down.
Yeah, again, just getting hit in the rear. It's a fender bender, but getting T-boned. That could, kill people. You're right. And
well, I like the way that they took the information, the opponents of the red light cameras, they took the info from TxDOT, who really doesn't care either way. They were just asked to go back and research this. So, well, okay. So what? They're still making money off of it. Okay. Well, the city makes money off of tickets that officers write. What do you care if it comes from a police officer or a camera? I wouldn't like it if I got a $75 ticket in the mail. That would absolutely blow, because if I pay $75, I really expect an officer to chew my ass. I feel like I'm getting my cash, my money's worth.
I guess I have no problem with it at all whatsoever. If I've blown the light, there's a picture of me blowing the light. Man, give me the thing. It's like getting a traffic ticket. I'd rather get it and not have to stop. Hey, shoot it to me in the mail, Jack.
Well, they all say.
Really? Why upset my day? Make me pull over and think about it. Time out.
Not only did I run the light to save time, now I got to sit here.
Yeah.
Think of it as a bonus. You ran the light, and you still got where you were going to go. And you saved the time of blowing the light. Congratulations. So it cost $75. At least you didn't have to sit there, and it's not going to go on your insurance.
And
who cares if the city's generating revenue out of it? It still is a lot better than having a police officer sit at dangerous intersections, waste his time, and he's not able to get everybody.
No,
he's only be able to get one car at a time. You go back and review the videos, then you've got one officer that can take care of that nonstop.
Be like a speeding camera would take care of everybody.
I don't like those.
Well, if you want the red light cameras, you should have the speeding cameras, because
it's not speed that's dangerous. It's people driving different speeds. So if everyone drove with a nice, steady, fast flow, then you wouldn't have any issues.
If everybody drove the speed limit.
Those freeways are designed for a lot faster than 55, 70 miles an hour.
But that's the sign.
The Corps of Engineers knows what they designed those.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
But they put a sign up so everybody should, that's the marked speed.
According to Everett, that's nothing more than a suggestion.
That's the marked speed. So everybody goes that speed and we're all safe.
But not everybody goes that speed. Some go over, some go way under in the lane where you're supposed to be going way over.
Here we go. No one's supposed to go way over.
Our freeways are designed for us to travel at a lot greater speed.
Okay.
And if people would recognize that and drive those greater speeds, we wouldn't have these accidents.
Everyone drives the marked speed. The reason
not everybody drives the marked speed. If you could do that, then I'd feel a lot better about it. But you've got people that are afraid that they're going to get stopped and thrown back to Mexico. They drive in the left lane and they drive slow, and I don't like that.
But the camera, here's what the camera would do. It would catch everybody versus just the camera. How many times have you gotten stopped and you look and a guy goes by you going, he's speeding too?
No, you don't use that as an excuse. First of all, the officer can only stop one car at a time.
Exactly.
And you're not going to create any air of camaraderie by chewing the cop's ass, asking him why I got stopped.
So you just have a camera out there that gets everybody.
No.
Yes.
No.
Cameras.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because it'll get me.
Yes, it will. Don't break the law.
So, especially if Everett's right that speed limits are
suggestive.
What do you call it? He said there are actually no speed limits in Texas. It's just nothing more than a happy suggestion.
Yes.
So constitutionally, they may not be able to stick up speed cameras.
I want to see him do that in court one time and get away with it.
He said he's got at least, out of 15 years, one person off.
He also follows Bat Boy and stays up all night watching the knife show.
Well, maybe he's afraid of the bad boy. Hold on. Line 1. All right. What's her name, dude?
Jeremy.
Stupid name is that? Yes, Jeremy?
Yeah, in defense of driving, they say that most accidents are caused by people driving under the speed limit.
Exactly.
Just driving too slow, people get pissed off, drive fast past them, flip them the bird.
Okay. Then everybody should drive at the top speed should be the posted
but
speed limit.
they don't do that. And thanks, Jeremy. The problem with that is the cops won't stop somebody unless it's just
ridiculous,
way beyond the speed limit. They're not going to stop somebody going 45 in a 55.
No, of course not.
Which they should.
No.
Because that creates a danger upon itself.
It does, but that means so even a better reason to only stick to the posted speed limit. If you're going 10 over, then the distance between
but
you
they
and
don't do it, and they're not going to enforce driving too slow. It's only driving too fast. And if they put up speed cameras, that means they're going after people with speed, and I don't drive pokey. But I also drive safely.
I know you do, but everybody doesn't. So back your speed down. So when you come up to one of those,
why should I have to adjust my driving needs because somebody else doesn't know how to drive? I like to drive speedy. If you want to drive pokey, drive in the grass.
You're not going to change them. So change yourself.
I don't want to change myself.
But you're breaking the law. So just back it down. That way the closure rate is slower. If you're doing that speed limit and they're slow, well,
here's the other problem: is if I drive slower, then they're going to drive slower, and you still have the same issue because they're going to base their driving habits upon mine.
They're going to base it on 45.
I don't want speed cameras. That's nothing but a cash cow.
Yeah. No.
Is that a cop on line 1? No. What is it?
It's a guy who's saying he used to blow up some of the speed trap cameras.
Yeah, I want to talk to him.
What's your name, dude? His name's Daryl.
All right. Put him on hold. Thank you. Yes, Daryl. Hold on. Daryl? I hate this. Daryl.
Yeah, is Russ Martin?
Yeah, that's his brother. Daryl.
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead.
Hey, I remember the Orvis cameras on 303 there between in Arlington, West Arlington, between Loop 820.
Hang on a second. Somebody's going to have to catch me up.
They were on either 303 or Pioneer Parkway, maybe the same thing.
What's an Orbis camera?
It's a great big camera that looks like the old projection TVs. It's about 1.5 feet tall and about 3 feet wide.
All right.
Stood in the center median on a great big pole, and it said you're being clocked and you're being caught on camera.
All right.
Speeding.
What about those, Daryl?
They don't hold up too good to a 12-gauge shotgun about midnight. We used to blow the hell out of those things. every chance we got, they put them back up and we blow them up again. They lasted maybe 6 months, and they took them down.
Thank you. You're a patriot.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to stand up against the government to create change.
I don't believe shooting something that's put up by the government is legal.
It is if it infringes upon my constitutionality.
No, it doesn't. You go and change the law. You don't.
Nobody's got time for that. I'm getting tickets.
Shoot him with a 12-gauge shotgun.
Obviously, it works.
Oh yeah.
They stopped putting them up.
Yeah, they did. I remember that. They lasted for a while, and then all the shells were left, and there was nothing in them. Just the cage.
Oh, the shells of the cameras?
The cage. They let the camera cages up.
Why not take those down? That's just a big symbol of your failure.
Yeah, we lost this one.
All right. Go ahead, Dan.
All right. A 9-year-old kid named Alec Grevin from Castle Rock, Colorado, has published a how-to book for picking up women. The book, called How to Talk to Girls, started out as a pamphlet that Alec sold at his school's book fair, but it became so popular that publisher HarperCollins decided to print it.
He's how old?
9.
All right.
So you might be wondering, what kind of advice does Alec offer in this book? Number 1, he says, stop trying to show off to women. Number 2, don't give women too many compliments or you'll seem desperate. Number 3, look out for pretty girls who are like cars that need a lot of oil.
High maintenance.
Mm-hmm. Number 4, comb your hair and dress nicely. Never wear sweats.
All right.
Number 5, avoid pickup lines. A simple hi will do.
Why did it have to take somebody that's prepubescent to come up with a simplistic book that really is all you need?
Again, he had to have help with this. A 9-year-old, John, Joy's kid's 9.
It sounds simplistic enough to come from a 9-year-old. You don't need pickup lines. All you need to do is say hello.
And he really drives it home with his last point, and this is how you know it's from him because it's simple. He says, pretty girls...
Trim your nails before your finger.
No.
They like that.
He's 9.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, he's got fingernails.
No.
That'll be in a sequel.
Yeah. Once the hair grows in. Take a break.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show.
Here he comes, here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone.
The most addictive show on the radio. The Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
Your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll. Your mama don't dance.
Call Russ, who's impervious to all that surrounds him. Now at 214-787-1053.
Did you go through the entire list from that 9-year-old of,
no.
Was it picking up women or was that what it was?
Yeah. How to pick up women. There was one more. JD, you still have yours, I think, after your mind away. The last one, I think it was,
well, he still had the basics. Don't throw out too many compliments. You sound desperate. You don't need a pickup line. Just say hello.
Don't wear sweats.
Yeah. Comb your hair.
And number 6 is pretty girls.
2 in the Bert, 1 in the Ernie.
No. Will you stop? The kid is 9.
Popular on Valentine's Day.
Number 6.
2 in the count, 1 in the snuffleupagus.
No. Stop it.
2 in the Oscar, 1 in the Ernie.
I'm going to come over there. Stop it. Pretty girls can be mean. Go for regular girls and
2 in the Elmo, 1 in the Bobo.
No.
Pretty girls what?
Pretty girls can be mean. Go for the regular girls and don't let the pretty ones get to you.
At 9, if he can hang on to that, then he's
a brilliant kid.
He's brilliant now.
You don't hang on to that. You don't look at a mediocre chick and think, all right, she's going to have to work harder to keep my attention, and she's going to be a lot less maintenance. So I'm going to give that one a shot. You're going to go for the hottest chick that you can get, even if they're out of your realm, and you're going to struggle as long as you can to hang on to that because you know the instant that you lose her, somebody else is already drilling your well.
Very true. We've all experienced that.
Well, and because at the age of 9, puberty messes you up.
Yeah, all of a sudden when your loins is in fuego, then really all the basics that have been instilled, that's a complete wash. All you're going to go for is the hottest thing that you can get your hands on and just pray to God you can hang on to her long enough till you get another one.
And you won't. And you'll be in bed alone thinking of her and who's plowing it. Stop. God, that's the worst. That's the worst feeling in the world.
And there's no way to shake that.
No.
You can have all the consoling. You can have counselors try and talk you through the situation, telling you all you got to do is just put some space between you and this event. Okay, I know that's going to play out. The problem is I got to get there, and the only way to get there is through time, and I ain't got no time. All I know is I'm suffering right now, and I want to get past this. And getting drunk doesn't seem to help. All it does is just exacerbate the situation.
Makes it worse.
If you can't go out, you can't go out and pick up chicks, because if you don't pick one up, you go back home, and you're a bigger failure than you were when you left.
In the early 90s, I was going through a chick about every 12, 14 months. And I was also going to country bars. Don't ever just kill yourself at home. Because what do you do at a country bar? You drink beer. What do they play? Sad, horrible. She broke your heart. Here's where the cowboy rides away. Shut up!
Meanwhile, all the women in the audience are like, he's singing about us.
Sit over there and cry.
And everybody says, you got to get out, you got to socialize, you've got to network, you've got to do something to take your mind off this. I can't do anything to take my mind off of this. I can't. I don't care what it is. If I go out and do something, chances are I used to do it with her. That's going to remind me of her. I'm going to want to call her. I did that when I broke up with a chick back in the 90s. I went, all right, I'll just occupy my time. I'll go to Operation Kindness, and I'll walk dogs, because
that's a good thing.
She was actually the one that introduced me to Operation Kindness. You go out there, you walk the dogs, you start thinking about her, and all of a sudden, the dogs ain't on the ground no more.
You took him out for a fly.
This is your fault. And then you try and find something else that you had an interest in, and chances are she had an interest in it too. You go do that, and all you can think about is her.
I know. I would go to Billy Bob's and I'd meet, you go back to, I told you the time I just broken up with a chick. I went to Billy Bob's. I went, you know what? I got friends there. I can have a couple of beers. Everything's going to be fine. I bet I'll even meet somebody. I did. The first and only time in my life, a chick walks up to me. She goes, and she was hot. She goes, I've never done this before. I just want to go home with you. And I went,
thank you, nice whore.
No, I wish I had. I go, you know what? I just went through a breakup and I'm just not into it tonight. She goes, oh, that's really sweet. Okay. Well, maybe next time. Walked away and I took my boot off and beat myself in the head.
And then she went over to do another guy that she'd been eyeing. Said the same exact thing.
Why didn't you go hunt her down after how long was it before you realized I probably should have?
The next day. I went home.
Did you go back looking for her?
Several times. Yeah, I never saw her again. Backstage, I still remember it was a Shenandoah concert, backstage at Shenandoah.
I turned down a chick that was hotter than the one that I broke up with, but because I was going through that reconciliatory period in my head, you couldn't think of anything. She went to my apartment and waited for me, rose in hand, just waiting to screw me. Had an ass that you wanted to stick things in.
Yeah.
Even laid on the floor, naked, ass in the air.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, it's so empty down here.
So there was.
I got as far as going to dinner and going back to the apartment. Naked. Breast so perfect that I was looking for scars because it had to be a boob job, and there wasn't any scars.
At least I turned mine down backstage at Billy Bob's.
Well, then I guess I'm homo.
Well, I don't know what you are, but I couldn't go that far. Once they're home,
all I could think about was a previous chick and where she was, and if she was still hanging out with that movie director buddy of hers who promised to get her in a movie because he could see her talent, and that's the way that he got in her clam to begin with.
Yeah, that's how they do it, and that's probably what was happening at that exact moment. So you get yourself and you go get that hiney, and you go get them breasts.
You can't think that way.
I know.
And I don't know why you can't shake it. Okay, I got a chick that's even better than the one I had before. Now, if it's one to where you know that you're compromising just because there ain't nobody else around and you're screwing this one, you go, okay, it's no big deal. I'll look at it as a bonus because she's got 6 nipples. You do that, I can see backing out of it. But if you've got somebody with a pristine body, exponentially better than what you had before, then you're a fool.
Yeah, I'm afraid I couldn't.
But Dan, you've never been through that, right?
No, sorry.
Well, how just wonderful to be perfect. Pretty boy.
Not perfect and not a pretty boy.
Oh, yeah, you're a pretty boy.
No, but
you're the kind that doesn't have to go out. You don't really have to get dressed up. You don't have to spend 30, 40 minutes plucking hairs for places they don't need to grow. You don't have to mess with any of that. You don't have to worry about really what you're wearing because you're a pretty boy. All you got to do is go out in public, flex a couple of times, and then just start swatting them off your penis. People like me, you got to go and you got to prep and you got to look at clothes and change and rechange and decide, is this it? Okay, that's it. That's as good as what I got's going to get. Then you go out and you still come back with something with 6 or 7 nipples.
Or alone. That's worse.
A what?
Alone.
Oh.
God, you go out and go, I'm going to go, okay, I'm over her. This is it. It's been 2 weeks. I don't know. She's already got somebody else. I'm going out tonight, and I don't care what happens. I'm coming home with somebody. 2:45.
By yourself, buddy. I don't want nobody. I decided I just
sleep better.
I don't need to be in another relationship right now. I need to give myself time.
You ever cruise to the Jack in the Box?
Do what?
Cruise to the Jack in the Box going, okay, this is my one last chance. I wonder if the chick at the Jack in the Box might be hot.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
No?
I see where he's going.
Yeah. Driving home, you're busted out, and like you're going, man, I wonder if this chick in the Jack in the whatever, the Whataburger, she might be hot. You pull up there.
What are you going to use as a pickup line? Drive it to the window?
Huh?
Look at this.
Okay.
See that right here?
I see it.
That's my pecker.
See that right there behind you? That's Dallas Police.
Is he cute?
You're going to find out.
I don't know why we can't shake that, because if you give yourself just a few weeks. That's really all it takes. And you start to blow that funk. Why is it you can't just go to a hypnotist and say, make me think that 3 weeks have gone by so I can actually function?
Nothing else. Just knock me out.
And it's also, if you're in radio and you got to play songs that remind you of her, or it's some type of love song, and you got to listen to it. And you don't want to be at work. You don't want to be happy. You don't want to talk to anybody. You damn sure don't want to give away anything on the phone. You don't want to talk to listeners because their life is okay. They don't realize what kind of turmoil and grief that you're going through. They call up and they're happy. They don't want to hear a freaking song. They don't understand that I'm ready to kill myself with a mic on.
Oh, great. Here comes Up on Log. Open Arms by Journey. I'll just kill myself now. I'm not going to play that song. I'm not playing it. They can fire me. I'm not playing Open Arms.
And then you just lay in bed, like right after a breakup, because you know, like you said, she's out banging somebody else, and you just have that gut-wrenching, just your stomach's in knots.
It's because she's hot, and you knew that you were hanging on to something you weren't supposed to have, and something that hot's going to be able to immediately go out and get some penis because they've got no souls.
And when it comes to a breakup, they don't. We've talked about it before. They can, for as emotional and everything else, when it's over, they flip a switch, they're done, they're gone, they're on to somebody else.
I'm sorry, there's no one here for you to talk to.
We have so much in common.
I don't know you. The emotional spigot has closed shut. Not a drop. It's off.
On the boat.
The emotional pipeline has burst.
No, all the love we had. How about
Plus, I can't let you in. It's not good for our relationship. It's over. I don't want to give you any false hope. Plus, there's a donkey in here.
Can I come in and talk?
No, there's someone here.
Oh, dear God.
Who is it? Is he there right now? Can he hear me? Are you using the lingerie that we used to use? What about that double-headed dildo? Tell me where the other end went.
Oh, my God. That's so pathetic.
I can't think of anything that I hate worse than the event of a breakup. Because there's surgery, you can get meds, and you don't really care. Dentist, you can get gas. You can climb in my mouth. You give me enough gas. You can bring a step stool in there and dig around all you want. Yes. It's just something about that breakup and time that you can't speed up, you can't take anything, and you can't stay comatose for 3 or 4 weeks. I'll be damned.
And even if you're the one who really wanted it over with, there's still, at least with me, there's still a part of it right after you're just done. I've had enough. You're going, she banging somebody else. Maybe it wasn't that bad.
I never got that far. Unless she beat you to the punch, then you feel that bad. Normally, if I get in a relationship and I've decided it's over, I'll hang into her, I'll go start another one, and then I'll let them cross in the night.
We got an email about that.
What?
You guys talking about that last night before we went off the air. Russ, I can't believe you could be so cavalier about cheating. It's one thing to talk about it on the radio, but it's another thing to say you don't even feel guilty about it beyond sickening.
I'm missing what we were talking about.
Last night we were talking about the fact that when you first start screwing somebody new, you want to actually go home.
Oh, you're still in a relationship with somebody else? Yeah, you want to go home and tell your chick what you did.
That's such a great night. I glued in light bulbs for the homeless people.
I touched!
Oh, yeah.
Please don't be home.
What'd you say, honey?
Just want to kick the door open. I squeeze boobs. Brand new ones. Perfect. Clam like it just come out of the box. Please don't be home.
That is the absolute worst thing you can do to somebody.
You don't have guilt. You're too excited, especially if it's somebody that you worked with, that you had the hots for a while, and then you finally close the deal on that. You want to go home. You've already tried to call all your buddies, and ain't nobody up. You go home. You want to tell the person you're closest to, and that's your woman. And you can still ask them, are we friends? Because I want to tell you something. Are we friends? We're close friends where I can share something personal.
Of course, I love you, honey.
I screwed the hell out of this woman with my weenie. Why the face?
This person goes on to say, you guys make me sick. You can't believe you brag about that.
We didn't brag about it.
Yeah, you did.
I just brought up the fact that
you go
there's some idiocy that lives within. You go out and you cheat on somebody, and you're so excited that you did it, you want to go back and tell your lover.
Because you're used to sharing everything else.
And you're trying to figure out, okay, is there any way I can dance around this, still tell her? So I feel like I'm communicating and sharing and venting where she doesn't really figure out what's going on.
Good. Tell me, what happened tonight?
All right.
You look very excited.
I did.
What happened? Is it possible job offer? What happened?
I screwed a mud hole.
You screwed a mud hole?
Mud hole.
Mud hole.
The mud hole that I had my eye on for a long time.
It worries me you would screw a mud hole.
Well, it was a mud hole that it vexed me.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure it wasn't Susan at work? Because you talked last night in your sleep.
You're good. Silly, maybe it was a mud hole.
That's okay.
Because there's a crawdad getting in there.
It's okay. It's okay that you screwed a mud hole, honey, because while you were gone, your good friend from the TV show came over and we talked about our relationship.
Oh, yeah, let's go back into that.
Oh. It's okay. It's all right.
Did you outgrow the barrel?
Yeah, he didn't remember talking to us when he was under anesthesia.
Yeah, you admitted when you were doped up, you'd actually bang balls with another guy.
Oh, please, I never did that. I was being silly, I'm sure.
I think you called it crotch clackers.
I don't believe so. No, none of that ever happened. You say things under anesthesia that you wouldn't normally say.
Exactly.
That aren't true.
No.
Yes.
It's always true. That's why they use it to make you talk.
Like a truth serum.
Hey, you were quite yappy.
I was sleepy. I don't even remember talking to you guys until a lot later.
Dan, pull the audio. We'll play it one day.
All right.
Anything else before we finish now?
Yes, I have something for you. An email we were talking earlier about poor people being stupid.
What about them?
The study you referenced, this is Russ, the study you referenced focused on poor people versus rich children. I was a poor child. I was never stupid.
I didn't do the survey.
I was a very smart child.
Okay.
Received mostly A's.
Is she still poor?
No cash for them, of course. She says she's still...
Well, go ahead and read the whole thing. I'll see.
She was a National Merit Finalist, took an advanced placement and honor courses, got an almost free ride to college, and went on to graduate school from 2 private institutions, Rice University in Southern California.
Probably with government loans, but go ahead.
Money in my household never hindered my schoolwork, and I think it's unfair and ignorant to label all poor people as stupid. Several other factors besides stupidity affect someone's socioeconomic status. Racism, sexism, unexpected circumstances, poor ancestry, who leave no inheritance, lack of access to educational opportunities, a bad
because
economy,
you didn't inherit
physical disability.
Okay.
I love your show because none of you take yourselves too seriously.
All right. Why would she take it too seriously?
But it's seriously wrong to perpetuate this assumption. Some poor people are very stupid. Granted, some of us are very intelligent. It goes on. Would you like to know?
She's still poor?
Apparently. And it will take us some time to get out of our predicament. So, yes. No one.
Well, if you were smart, you'd have figured your way out of this predicament and stop being poor.
Nobody put her
because it's great on the other side.
Nobody put her through school. She has to pay off her debts.
Exactly.
Her loans.
Student loans.
Student loans.
Let somebody else pay for it.
She's paying them off.
I didn't apply for student loans. I didn't have any cash. I had to go to community college for 8 years.
And get what degree? I forgot.
Nothing.
Okay. I hope you don't truly believe the horrible things about everyone not fortunate enough to have disposable income. With the way the government is behaving and the markets are crashing, the percentage of poor people is bound to go way up. And you think all rich people are smart. You're very mistaken. Look at George W. Bush.
Okay, there are a lot of rich people that are absolute buffoons, and you go back and look at pro athletes, especially the Plaxico Welcome that shot himself in the leg.
Plaxico Burress.
What is it?
Plaxico Burress.
Obviously, a millionaire thinks he's going to be able to, especially in New York, if the gun laws are that strict, to think he can carry a gun into a bar and never have to worry about any of the consequences.
Any different than Pac-Man Jones? No, they're all in that same little umbrella of people that have too much money.
Pac-Man didn't do anything. He just got into a scuffle.
He's done things before. He's been in the wrong place.
Well, they didn't suspend him for that one this go round. It was for an event that happened in a bar. Nobody really knows what happened because there was no police report with his what's his name?
Plexico Burress.
The Plexico. What?
Plexico Burress.
Don't give me that face.
My bad.
Okay, you got the Burris guy that shot himself in the leg. That's not an easy one to talk your way out of.
No,
because there's going to have to be a police report.
Stupid.
But saying I didn't have a gun is not the way to get out of it.
I didn't have it. Prove I did. Is it on me? Is it on me? Can you find it?
Did you shoot yourself in the leg?
There's a bullet in my leg. God knows who did that.
We've already heard the story about somebody running into the bathroom and shoving a gun in your pants and shoot you in the leg.
You heard that too?
You shot yourself in the leg. Do you have a gun?
I don't have a gun.
You had a gun. How'd you shoot yourself in the leg?
Who knows that how do you know I did it?
People don't run into the bathroom, shove their hands into somebody's pocket and go, ha! Explain it to policemen again. Tell them somebody came and shoved their hand in your pocket and shot you in the leg.
That's what I said.
All I know is I looked down and I saw, I've always been scared of black people, and I looked down, I saw this black leg. I went, oh! I realized it's mine. Can I go? Come up with some story other than I didn't have a gun.
It went off inside your pants.
Somebody came in and they took their gun and they shoved it in my pants pocket. They shot me in the leg, pulled it out, laughed, and said, "Explain that one, stay in touch."
He's not that quick, obviously.
So she's right. There are people with a lot of money that are absolute fools.
Sure, Paris Hilton's people like that.
Well, and there's
no, not what?
Oh, her other argument, the fact she has 2 degrees, one from Rice, one from SC. She's then going to throw Bush under the bus. He has an undergrad from Yale, a master's at Harvard. So just because you got a couple degrees doesn't mean you're a rocket scientist either.
Well, yeah, just because you're educated doesn't mean you're smart. Look at Everett.
You can stop there.
It really is astounding that Everett is daily functional.
He's brilliant, though. He's very smart on certain levels. We just don't.
He doesn't like to show those levels off.
Not in here. No, certainly not. I'm sure Cordy's amazing.
So, no, not all poor people are stupid. And there are reasons that some people are poor, is you didn't have access to different things. But you can also look at people who were poor. They were able to step beyond those boundaries and succeed. So the opportunity is there. Some people are poor because they want to stay poor and they don't see anything in the future. You know what? Status quo, I'm okay being poor. Yeah. I'll let somebody else take care of me. I don't give a rat's ass.
It's like homeless people that you try to help. They don't. Some of them simply don't want help. Well, you tried to help that one time.
Yeah, we tried to give him money and cash, get him a job. He didn't want anything. He wanted somebody to come by and hand him some money. That's not going to happen.
That was his dog.
So he vanished and he changed locations. But a lot of poor people are stupid.
Just can't let it go.
Well, that's what the study said. It's not something I just wrote in my show notes. I went, hey, I'm going to go in today and lambast poor people. Stupids.
No doubt. Probably so. But I wouldn't say all.
What is line 2, Alfie?
She's saying that Chloe may be on the right track with Jack in the Box and Whataburger.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yes, Leah.
Hey, when I used to strip, that's exactly where we used to go after we got off work. On Whataburger.
Or IHOP.
Or IHOP. That's a good one, too.
How long ago did you strip?
Oh, it was 10 years ago.
Why'd you stop? Gravity?
Yeah, that's exactly why. It was gravity.
Pulled her off the pole.
Well, you know.
Tired of getting the high heel marks in my nipples. That noise. Oh, hell.
You're stepping on it.
All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
That's so sweet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, sugar on it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, sugar on it, honey. Oh, yeah, sugar on it, baby. I'm gonna make you laugh so sweet. Yeah. Oh, yeah, sugar on it, honey.
All right, Daniel, go ahead.
Okay. This last second traffic is brought to us by Geico. In Dallas, I-30 westbound at Cockrell Hill, you have an accident blocking the left lane. The backup is to Hampton. In Fort Worth, 35 northbound after Western Center Boulevard, you have an accident on the left shoulder, and that's just making rush hour even slower. Also in Bedford, 183 eastbound of Forage Ridge Drive, you have a motorcycle crash that has the left 2 lanes closed down. And we have another problem in Richardson. This one is Beltline, both directions at Floyd Road. You have some road construction going on. The one right lane is blocked on the westbound side, and 2 left lanes are blocked on the eastbound side. Apparently the road repair is because of an earlier water main break, apparently caused by Pat Summerall. There's your last check at traffic. I'm Dan O'Malley on the Russ Martin Show.
Thank you, Daniel. All right, the mid to lower 40s for the overnight low tonight. Well, you'll be in 52 tomorrow for the high. And in fact, that's where we are currently, 52 degrees at Live 105.3.
I was driving home from the gym, so I only heard Mark Davis for maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
A little bit longer, because I sat in the driveway just to see how long he was going to milk this Sean Avery
comment.
Catastrophe.
Yeah, catastrophe. How is it a catastrophe?
I don't know, but he played it off as something more horrendous than anything that came out of Imus's mouth, and he had the chicks that called in, and obviously we're on Mark's side. Nobody called, and I really expected someone female to call and go, I don't get it. It's not that damning. Didn't throw out any names, didn't call her a bitch, didn't drop the C word when you're done with them, didn't say anything beyond just, people are enjoying my sloppy seconds.
It's kind of a slam to...
Well, it's a slam. That's why he said it.
But I know, but it's a slam to somebody who's not playing hockey. It's a slam to a girlfriend or a wife or somebody else. He didn't say which girlfriend. Maybe he screwed a lot of chicks that he didn't really date, and he said those are just sloppy seconds. And if these chicks are going from NHL player to NHL player, then you sloppy. Well, they probably are, but you don't call them that. Somebody can be a senior.
That's why he didn't. Yes, you do if they act that way.
No, you don't. You can't, especially in the media. He wasn't attacking a player. That's only...
Actually, he was. But because he said, it's just amazing to me. I'll play the clip again. Even though Mark Davis wore it out today. And we also played it the day before. So he's behind the curve. He's taking my sloppy seconds.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to say one thing quick. No, everyone. I'm really happy to be back in Calgary. I love Canada. I just wanted to comment on how it's become like a common thing in the NHL for guys to fall in love with my sloppy seconds. I don't know what that's about, but enjoy the game tonight.
Have a good game. Go Flames. What were you going to say, Dan?
I was just going to say, everything you were saying yesterday and even today, Russ, about him saying, well, he's not specifically naming this one guy on the Calgary Flames and Alicia Cuthbert, his ex-girlfriend. In that, he says it's become a common thing in the league. So he's not pinpointing one situation. He's blanketing everyone.
Which is the same situation. You're still blanketing the chicks, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4.
You didn't say which chick.
Then you're calling them all sloppy seconds. Actually, he does say seconds, so I guess that,
Well, yeah, but the thing is this. From a team aspect, I would absolutely want to slug him in the face if I had to play with him and put up with this kind of crap.
So hang on, you're talking about his own teammates?
Yes, I would. If I was a Dallas Star, I would want to run my fist through the back of his head from the front.
Why?
However, because he's taking the entire attention away from the team sport and putting it on him, and he comes across like a douchebag.
Well, here's the other reason why Dan's going off on this, is not only are you taking attention away from the game, you're also removing yourself from the game, and the team probably needs you. They didn't need Avery last night to win. I think the Stars won 3-1.
Yeah.
But now somebody else is going to have to step in, and they're going to have to pull up the slack because Avery's not there. That would piss me off. But if you're there to get under the skin of the other players for the other team, then I really don't care what you say.
And then on the other hand, even though I wouldn't like him saying it if I played on his team, on the other hand, he's right.
Well, yeah, there are chicks that go hockey player to hockey player.
Okay, well, then don't run around with your sloppy seconds staying there. Why don't you move to another league for a while? Why don't you go to the NBA and FC? Plenty of them to take you.
I know.
And I don't know why. Who was the chick that's dating the Hofer guy?
Alicia Cuthbert.
Dan sent me pictures of her earlier. I saw pictures of the Dion Hofer.
Okay. Well, he's a hockey player. He's not going to be attractive necessarily. There's very few Mike Modano's out there.
Modano?
He's very few of those.
There's Craig Ludwig.
Yes. Certainly do like Craig. He's a good friend of mine. Well, and he knows where I live.
That part I believe.
There had to be some attractive hockey players for her to go after instead of this Dion. How do you actually say his last name? Is it Pafoof?
Dion Phaneuf.
All right. Like Pafoof. So you have Dion Pafoof.
Yes.
She picked him. You've already seen a picture of him. Long, thin face, ugly man. And he's just an ugly man. I can say that being a heterosexual because he's an ugly man. I'm ugly man, but he's an ugly man.
I got you.
Like black people call him the N-word, he's an ugly man.
Okay. Well,
have you seen pictures of the chick that he's dating?
No.
No, Avery's supposed to be, I mean, like...
Dan, did you keep those?
I can pull them back up.
I'll show you one, and it'll be beyond comprehension. What were you going to say, Trey?
Avery's one of those, I guess, pretty boys kind of the NHL, like Madonna or whatnot. So that's why he's nailing models. And
okay, well, how's somebody like the Dion Pafoof, how does he get somebody? I don't care. Rock star, actor, pro athlete, you really shouldn't have access to anything outside of livestock.
Rick Ocasek, I mean, from the lead singer from the Cars, how did he land Paulina Poroskova?
He's a guitarist.
He's one of the ugliest men ever. I mean, Lyle Lovett, Julia Roberts. You can go sit there and go scratch your head all day long.
Because chicks go for power, they don't necessarily go for
looks. But here's the problem: is there are other guys, pro athletes, in that situation of power that she could go after that are attractive that wouldn't create some type of gag reflex. What, Dan?
I was just going to mention that Alicia Cuthbert is Canadian.
You sent me the picture yet?
No, my computer's slow as hell. Alicia Cuthbert is Canadian, and they hold their hockey players with such high esteem. That, to her, is the ultimate.
But so there had to be somebody else on the Calgary Flames that would screw her, and she didn't have to go after Skeezix.
Maybe she fell in love with him.
And he's a big, rough guy, and that may do something for her.
Okay, there are other rough guys that are still decent looking that you could go after and not really drop your... All right, here are pictures of... what's her name again?
Alicia Cuthbert.
All right, here she is from the backside.
Let me look. Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me get a front.
Enjoy.
Okay. It's not really a great picture of her.
Yeah, she's wearing those big beach sunglasses.
You don't have the... Oh, Alfie sent me these. Alfie, send me some of the ones from of her photo shoot. And you've already seen the pictures earlier of Dion Pafoof.
Yeah, I saw him.
There is nothing redeeming in that mug.
Again, look at Tim Powers and his wife. I mean, again, sometimes chicks just fall in love with the person.
I gotta be ugly to Tim.
I'm not. You're the one who always says it.
I haven't said it in a while. Okay. Not in 3 or 4 months.
I don't know. Show me the pictures again. What's the picture?
Dan has
Dan, hurry up. Or we take a break, one or the other.
Don't want to take any of those, Alfie.
Have emails.
Is line one going back to the chick comment that Avery said?
Exactly.
All right. Damn. Yes, Charlene.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing too hard. You guys crack me up. You know, I don't understand why everybody's making such a big deal over it. If he had her and now the other guys has her, she's a second. She's not a first. And it's fine, you know. There are chicks out there that do that, and there are chicks out there. And I looking at some of the other team play, you know, the guys that play hockey or football. They're not all good-looking guys. Some of them are daggum ugly, but they get the hot chicks because they have two things: they have money and they can spend it on her. And a lot of chicks are that way.
Why does that feel like a shot at me?
No, honey, not at you, darling. But chicks are that way. I mean, a lot of them, I mean...
No, I know that. They're the ones that are just the
my
gold...
husband hasn't got...
Okay, congratulations. They're the gold diggers. They look at all the bling and the flash that go around with it, and it's a lifestyle. But there are other guys that could give her that, that's a pro athlete, that she wouldn't have to suffer through that thing climbing on top of her.
Maybe, again, she loves him.
All right.
Personality.
Yeah, you've seen the picture of Dion Pafoof.
Yeah, I saw him.
All right, here's the chick he's dating.
All right.
You ready?
I'm laying it over. Go ahead. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah.
I sent you a couple of other ones.
Okay. Yeah. Now, explain that one to me, listen.
Well, again, love. It really could be.
Here's another one.
Okay. God. All right, stop that. Stop that, really.
Oh, just wait.
Is there another one?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's that one. Favorites.
Oh.
Little short blue jeans. Little red bikini top. She's got the little pursed lips.
And she is tiny.
Who's beating off? I hear it.
I was.
Dude, quit that, man.
I thought it was me.
You having an out-of-hand experience?
Who's grabbing my penis? Hey.
The stranger.
My hand must have fell asleep. Is that all of them, or is there one more?
There might have been one more tucked in there somewhere, but I think that might have been it.
Let me see.
Plenty.
Yeah, there's the one where she's laying in bed. Little bitty bippy top. Little green granny pants.
Come get me hockey, man.
Belly button showing. And then she lets that thing on a Stephen King movie crawl on top of her.
That picture of her on the bed?
Yeah.
The bed looks massive.
That's a huge bed.
She probably looks like that Fanoof's bed. His ogre bed.
Probably the only person I know that would actually focus on the bed instead of was laying on it.
I've been looking at her for years.
Oh, all right. Alfie just sent me another one from Maxim. We're going to look at pictures for the rest of the show.
Oh, my God.
Hang on, it's loading. I'll get some pop-ups. Oh, look.
Oh.
See those little panties?
Oh.
Bubble gum.
Yeah.
Blowing a bubble.
Okay.
I'm just assuming that's bubble gum.
Oh, yes, it is.
Be another bubble.
No.
Could be from Hubba Bubble.
I don't think she had pigtails, too.
Yeah, she's holding her hair back in pigtails. Here's another one, and she's, her hair's down. Looks like she's let it load. A black bra. Mm-hmm. Almost see-through. Oh, that's a little leather top. Little poofy lips.
Okay, quit it. Now it's you touching you.
Is it?
Yes.
Good, I don't feel queer. You read about her for a second. Alicia, is it Cuthbert?
Cuthbert, yes.
Date of birth, November 30th, 1982. Hometown, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Peer pleasure. I was out one night and Drew Barrymore basically kind of, I guess, saw me and kind of came up and said, well, this chick's stupid.
Some of the some of the most beautiful women are.
She's actually pretty smart. That's just an awful thing there.
I was out one night and Drew Barrymore basically kind of, I guess, saw me and kind of came up and said, hey, I'm a huge fan of the show. Is she on a show?
She was on 24.
Okay. I watch with my roommate all the time. I think what you're doing is fantastic. And that was kind of nice. And then we bumped scissors. Where you've seen her before, talks about 24. She hosted Popular Mechanics for Kids. That's wrong.
Why? It's a kid's show.
Why do that to somebody prepubescent?
They don't know what...
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They're going to sit there with their snap-ons waiting for hair to grow in. Good girl. I'm definitely not Kim Bauer, her character in 24. No way in hell go after the bad boy. Just the ugly one. Right. Kim was very immature, really didn't know how to act or what to do in those circumstances. Talks about other things, and it's got other links, which I'll be clicking on.
No one can see this on the radio.
Well, maybe you should somebody strive to get me a TV show. All right, I'm done with this. How do we go back to that? Oh, has there been any other news? Are they still going to leave Avery out for the time being?
For now. And that's obviously the problem when you enact one of those indefinite suspensions, because I think now it's pending.
I got money that they're going to make him go through some type of sensitivity rehab just so they can go back to the NHL who suspended him and said, all right, we've made some attempt to straighten this guy out. We'd like him back. And it's also as a PR angle, if you're worried about the image of hockey and attacking people outside of the sport, then we've addressed that. He's gone to sensitivity training, and he'll no longer be addressing his exes as sloppy seconds. Now, we're still in the process of shaking him on the word.
That's a long road. Yeah, and everything's pending him meeting with Gary Bettman, the commissioner of the NHL. So
okay.
He has to go and have a sit down.
You're going to have to go talk to him, and they're going to say, we warned you time after time, don't talk to the media, don't say anything untoward. If you're going to attack somebody, make sure it's another player. Leave the rest of it out. What have you done? Well, I went through sensitivity rehab, and I've written letters to all the I used to date, and I apologize. It's part of my 12-step.
No, I don't believe it's going to work. I don't think anybody going through 12 steps is going to help the image of hockey.
Hockey doesn't have an image problem, and him throwing that out was innocuous, and there was no reason to make any issue. It's funny, and you got chicks who, you know what, why don't you guys ask possibly the two chicks that maybe he was addressing and ask if they're offended. If they say no, then you let him back. If they say yes, well, that's what bitches say.
I haven't heard anybody call in any of these shows that were chicks that were offended, period.
No, you had chicks on Mark Davis's show. He's the one that went on and linked like we just done. But I'm talking about it because of the absurdity, not because it's really a news story. It's just funny to hear. And I want to hear it again.
You got a camera? Yeah. Well, I'm just going to say one thing quick. No, we're on. I'm really happy to be back in Calgary. I love Canada. I just wanted to comment on how it's become like a common thing in the NHL for guys.
And the part that's lost on radio is him just shaking his head. It's absolute confusion. It's just, I don't know how anybody could fall in love. My sloppy seconds.
Especially after what I did to it.
Yeah. Man, I'm nasty.
I'll send you pictures if you want to see it.
I just wanted to comment on how it's become like a common thing in the NHL for guys to fall in love with my sloppy seconds. I don't know what that's about, but enjoy the game tonight.
Have a good game. Go Flames. And Dan's right. If I'm on the Dallas Stars, I'm going to be pissed off because he got yanked out, and he probably knew he was going to get yanked. But the goal is still to get up under the skin of the other players, and that's what he did.
You really think he thought he was going to be pulled? Why would I? Because those guys are so competitive. I can't imagine him doing something that he knew he was going to be yanked for.
From what I've heard, he's been warned before, and especially if they told him, all right, when you go to Canada, don't talk to anybody. Don't seek out the media. Well, and probably in his mind, hey, I'm just standing in the locker room. I'm not doing anything. Just waiting for somebody to ask me about my sloppy joes. And once they approached him, you know what? I haven't done anything against the NHL. They came to me. They wanted my opinion on my sloppy seconds.
Nobody asked you that. Nobody asked you that. You brought that up on your own.
I like to talk about things that confuse me.
That has nothing to do with the game.
I'm really happy to be back in Calgary. I love Canada. I just wanted to comment on how it's become like a common thing in the NHL for guys to fall in love with my sloppy seconds.
And in fact, he would have been in the clear had someone goes, hey, what do you think about Fano dating your ex? That would have been, he could have even told the reporter,
yeah, ask me about my sloppy. Ask me about ask me about Pafoof and who he's dating, because I got a good soundbite for him. It's a good one.
You're going to like this one.
Because I don't like her. And one reason I stopped dating her is I found out she had balls. Why don't you go ask Pafoof about that? But I kept that to myself.
Yeah. It's a gentlemanly thing to do.
Well, I'm chivalrous. All right.
Underneath his rugged exterior.
What is line 2, Alfie?
She's talking about other players that don't like Avery to begin with.
All right. Yes, Denise.
Hey, Avery has not been liked by the Stars' big names, like Malibu Barbie Madonna and Pictures and all those guys to begin with since he first got here, and they've been really vocal about it.
How long is that? Do you know how long Avery's been with the team?
He's been here since July. And, since he got signed, they haven't been happy about it. They've been really, they've been pretty outspoken, actually, about it.
Is he a good player?
It really is disappointing.
Yeah, he's all right.
That not one of them has been supportive of him. And, they hired Avery to be Sean Avery. He is known to be an agitator. They said they needed more grit, more edge to their
All right,
game.
so he's had this history, and it's just like with Pac-Man Jones. They knew what they were getting, and then
Exactly.
Jerry Jones and the rest of the Cowboys. Thank you. They stand back with their face agog. Pac-Man did what?
Oh, no. We did everything we could do, including packing people around him, security guards.
He's never beat up his security before. How can we even see that?
No, that's a new twist.
All right, well, if Avery had a history of being mouthy and being aggressive, then Stars, again, got nobody to blame but themselves.
You go back to Don Amos. That was his history. That was his thing. It's even in his contract. He's hired to be aggressive. He's hired to rub people the wrong way.
And finally, somebody says something, again, that's borderline innocuous. Finally, they get it. So Amos has got to be elated. Man, it's about time that we got somebody else. I throw something out. So I didn't like their hair. Big deal. They make a quick comment. It's probably the whole thing that got me in trouble. And I said I was sorry. You know, I thought about it and,
yes. You thought about it. And you came
What?
You thought about it. Are you having an old man moment?
What do you want?
No.
But it's just people have made comment after comment. Nobody was chastised. And I'm sure Imus is sitting there watching this go on nonstop. Hey.
How did I get it?
What about Joe Biden?
Well, Joe is...
He called Obama clean.
What?
He was well-spoken. Made him sound like an anomaly. Made him sound like he's sticking in a museum instead of running for president. Which, I got another question.
What?
We did what? Do we need a break?
Yes.
All right.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Why would you listen to anything else? The Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
Which school district was that?
I think it's Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah, they get an H now instead of a E or an F. When high school students...
Well, hang on. H is
failing, but they don't want to give an F. So now it's a code. And when you get an H...
Well, read the story.
When high school students in Grand Rapids public schools fail a class this fall, they don't get an F or an E. They get an H. An H in a failing class, according to the district spokesman, John Helmhold, says basically the failing grade comes with a second chance. Students who get an H will be able to take the class or part that they failed the next semester.
Why did they extend it beyond an F?
Because it's an H. What's the H?
They trying to teach them the whole alphabet?
No, just the stigma that comes along.
Welcome to Michigan. Our kids know up to letter H.
I got an H'd. My buddy Elroy got a dipsy.
No.
I got a G. That's for good.
That's for good.
It just takes away the stigma of the F.
Well, the stigma for an H is going to hit pretty quick.
Well, I know, but
because they're going to catch on that H ain't happening.
Well, H is the new F. Do they not realize people's brains adapt?
But it comes with F. I would imagine you don't get the chance to retake it. The H gives you a chance to retake it the next semester.
That's the same as that was the same thing as an F previously.
That's a do-over.
Well, they give them a D.
D for dumb.
Let me see the story. Principals discussed the plans with teachers before Thanksgiving. Administrators said the district all over Saturday School After School, online opportunities to retake different tests. It's not a second chance, Helder told 24-Hour News 8. By the way, Helder is president of the Teachers Union.
Okay.
It's not a second chance. It's a 22nd chance. The union president said teachers already provide an enormous amount of support to students who are struggling with coursework. We're not out to get anybody, he said, but we do think that students need to learn some responsibility, which is exactly what the DISD, they need to embrace that. They've taken too many different variables, put it into play, where their failure no longer has any type of stigma attached to it.
Well, it really doesn't exist.
Administrators said the new requirements, where's this again? Grand Rapids, Michigan. Administrators said the new requirements are a response to new state rules that set a stringent curriculum and mandate graduation in 4 years. Okay, so this is a trickle down. It's state mandated. All right, we got to get them out in 4 years. You better come up with something better than an F.
Well, it's just their way around. It sounds like the state saying, you're going to teach them what they need to know.
You can't say 4 years because that's going to force the school district into a timeline, and you've got some kids that don't want to do anything, and they're not going to make it in that 4 years, and as a result, the school district loses state funding. That's how they're pushed into this.
How about you educate them better?
We tried that. In this instance, I don't know that you can specifically blame the school district because it came down from the state. You got 4 years to get Boo Boo the Fool out of here, and if you don't, then you're going to start losing state funding. Okay, H.
H for happy they're gone.
Let me see.
Hooty hoot.
Administrator said that
a hooty hoot.
Students need to be able to retake failed courses in order to accomplish that, they say. We recognize, this is again the president of the teachers union, we recognize that we have a higher than average dropout rate. Failure cannot be an option for students. In the latest in a series of changes as the district implements its success-only plan.
See? No losers here.
That's right, no losers. Give me an H. Success-only plan. Helder and some teachers have said the plans relax standards. Well, yeah, if you're running up the freaking alphabet just to grade kids, sooner or later you're going to end up Greek. The latest in I read that. All we're doing is simple communication to the parents, Heimstoltz said, telling those parents that their children have failed courses but have an opportunity to change that. The letter will go out to parents explaining the changes. Obviously, you're going to have to send somebody to read it.
Look, Mom, I got a Chi Omega. Math grade.
Yeah, that looks like an H. No, you're looking at it sideways. Right there.
Oh, yeah.
I got into a fraternity.
Okay, that's a Omega.
No, that's H. No, I don't mean it's sideways H. That's Greek. You're stupid.
That's iota.
Yeah, I'm in the iota thingy. A very small fraternity.
You.
What is line one, Alfie?
He's saying that some of these kids are just too stupid to pass.
Yeah. That's good.
Yes, Robert.
Whenever Bush tried to start the No Child Left Behind program down here in Texas, and then when he became president, he tried to do it federally, I was saying at the time, there are some of them that are just stupid. They're not going to pass.
Let them go. Let them sit there.
Yeah.
And if you thanks, Robert. If you made it a requirement to get any state services, you got to go get a GED or you got to finish high school, or we're not going to give you a penny.
I agree. That's a great idea. Make them go through. And there are several different secondary schools you can go to if you screw up.
Well, and you also have other options, and this isn't to push the Khan academies, but you got groups out there where you can go if you didn't get a chance in high school or you just blew it, and some kids do. If you want to go back and have a second go-round at it, you've got people out there that don't mind stepping up and giving you a chance because they know sooner or later we're all going to benefit because you're not going to be on social services.
That's a really, really good concept. If you don't do this, at least this, no social services ever in your whole life, ever.
One thing about our society is really, if you want to better yourself.
I went to high school. I got an H. I lettered an H.
Leather jacket, H.
I got a certificate. I got a plaque.
No.
I got a handshake and a pat on the H.
And then
What, Trey?
In our society, generally, if you want to improve yourself, a second chance to make yourself better, you can generally find the opportunity. We are that kind of society.
Well, that's why you have all the different services. Problem is, people abuse those services. They don't want to go back and make any attempt to better themselves so they can get off those services because those services are infinite. And there's really no timeline.
And there's just no stigma. When all of us were in high school, if you dropped out, you were a dropout. That was a stigma that,
now you get street cred out of it.
Sure. Yeah. Now you're strong. Now you went on your own. You did it. No, I still work here at the Tasty Freeze.
And it is.
And then a guy in Fox News this morning, he dropped out of high school at 16, but he had something he wanted to do in mind. He's now worth $300 million. But he said, school wasn't for me. I had a business plan I wanted to execute, and the only way I was going to do it is start now.
Well, and there are a lot of different courses. If they really want to start getting kids through in 4 years, bail on some of the courses that really aren't going to help me as far as feeding myself. You take algebra and shove it in your clam hole.
You can take about half the classes.
You could take that. You could shorten the school day. Or just leave it long and throw in a bunch of superfluous courses to keep them entertained. Sure. Do that. Throw in a bunch of sex ed.
Mm-hmm. Well,
take the things out that really. I know algebra is there to make you think and do calculations and try and extrapolate solutions, but it's not going to do you any good in real life when you can use a computer to do that. Take the basics, go back to that, knock it off with the rest of this crap, stick some type of economics program in there, show them how to work a checkbook, and then shove them away. If you want to take algebra or any of the extended courses, then you take that in college.
Take credit card 101 and credit card 102 versus algebra. Who the hell else uses algebra? And if you're good at using algebra, you're going to learn more of that in college. You're going to go on to...
Well, if you have a desire for that and whatever it is that you want to do requires algebra, then you'll take that in college and stop bogging down the school systems with crap that they really don't need, and it's not going to do you any good. And I'm sick of history.
Well, if you're going to go to college, you need algebra. In high school, you need trigonometry.
Why do I need trig?
To take your SATs and get into college.
Okay, well, why do I need trig?
As I said, if you're going to go to college.
Why do I need trig?
Problem solving. I mean, if you're going to be, I don't know, an architect, an engineer.
Okay,
anything.
What if I haven't chosen that? Why do I need trig?
Okay, if you're not.
Because they teach trig in high school.
I know, but what I'm saying is.
Why do I need trig?
You don't.
Okay, but so why teach it?
Because if you're going to go to college.
I don't want to go to college, and I don't want trig.
That's what I'm saying is, if you're not going to go to college, and you've said this before, give them vocational training, give them the basics, reading, writing, simple math, and then learn them how to work on a car, do whatever, that will put food on your table when you get out of high school.
Have I said that before?
I said you said it before.
Well, why are you saying it then?
Because he loved it.
It's so simple, but, you're
okay,
right.
Calm down.
Sorry.
Plus that in. It's not happening here. It's in Grand Rapids. There's no way DISD is going to hear about H. I like H. It stands for Heaney Hosa. H is what happening was. We need a break? All right.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Perfect remedy for stress. The Russ Martin Show.
Do you want to get robbed?
We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
Alfie is the guy in line 5. Is he a teacher?
He's a college professor.
Oh. Okay. Yes, Bob.
Hey, Russ, how you doing?
Good.
I'm in higher education, and, this logic that's being carried on in the secondary schools, it's carried over in higher education to the point where it's just a joke, the quality of students that we get in there.
Why? What would be the reason a state would mandate a passment in 4 years regardless? Is that federal funding to the state?
That has a whole lot to do with it. Schools get money based on their enrollment.
Well, I know that the schools get it from the state, but are they federally funded?
Absolutely.
Okay. So it's a matter of turnover. It's like turning over tables at a restaurant. You got to get them in, get them out. Otherwise, you're not going to see a profit.
Absolutely. But it's a joke. I mean, higher education used to mean something. Students went on to pursue an education to better themselves. Now it's almost to the point where it's just an expectation.
Well, even when I was in college, I still heard about kids who had to go back and retake basic courses that they really should have gotten in the 10th or 11th grade. Now they're in college, and they're having issues with the 4 basics, and now they're having to pay to go back and be educated in those areas that they should have got for free from the public schools.
Absolutely. And the public schools are not helping this at all in the matter that...
Well, obviously, it's a trickle up.
They're pushing these kids through. They're giving them all sorts of assistance, giving them second, third, fourth chances.
and these kids get into college and they expect the same treatment, and that's not how it works.
Yeah, I didn't think about the mentality. Forget about the lack of education. You're just going to have this mentality. You get to college. Hey, what
you
happened?
Gotta help me.
Yeah. Thanks, Bob. What happened to the H's?
I'll show you my H.
You just got the A through F. What happened to H?
What hell?
Could I get a W?
No, you can't get a W.
I'd like to be a whore.
Congratulations, you're on your way.
You'll be making it.
I'd like to be a whore.
Well, you've got a W then. I'm sure we'll get you a jacket with a little letter on it.
My pimp went to vocational training at Wally Thor School of Pimping. Shady's the only one who got that.
It doesn't matter. It's still funny. Anytime you say School of Pimping.
About Wally Thor.
Remember those TV spots out of the 80s?
Oh, hell yeah.
Wally Thor. Wally Thor.
Wally Thor.
Come to the Wally Thor School of Trucking. And this guy had like a gimp eye. Yeah, I want you to teach somebody how to drive the big rig.
That's so funny.
He doesn't really cheat. He didn't really teach, usage. It's more theory.
Trucking really is way beyond actual mechanics. It's more of a mindset.
I got looked up on YouTube.
I'm a philosopher.
We drive with the folks.
With the foes?
Force. Be one with the road. Think of it like a great big curb sandwich. Stay on the meat.
Was he kind of a fat guy?
I don't remember. I just remember that gimpy eye.
Yeah.
It's like, really, if you're going to have somebody be the spokesman for a company, I don't care if it really is his trucking company, vocational school, get somebody with two good eyes.
Maybe he was the best option.
Well, at the School of LASIK. What? Never mind. This is where I actually learned my trade. I practiced on myself, and then also monkeys and chimpanzees before I actually went on to humans. And I think I got it down.
And coming next year, Wally Thor Sniper School.
I like being a sniper because I ain't got to squint when I look through the scope. Why don't we go now?
You absolutely positive.
Got to kill everyone.
Okay. Let's see. You want one of the band cuts that we recorded?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Great thing about being a sniper is they give you more than one bullet. Sometimes I can't always trust my gimp eye.
You don't have to squint.
It likes to kick it sometimes. So you catch a couple of partiers on Deep Element. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
All right. I'm trying. For more information on The Russ Martin Show, including pictures, videos, Sniper School, and more, go to russmartin.com. To answer any questions you may have about the show, go to russmartin.info. To email the show, and during the show only, send that to the studio at russmartin.com. Other show websites, johndavidryan.com, danomalley.com, djclo.net, treytrenholm.com. And the official liquor store of the Russ Martin Show is Majestic Fine Wine and Spirits. Their website, majesticliquors.com. The official airline of the show is Southwest Airlines. Their website, southwest.com. And the official site for Live 105.3 is live1053.com.
All right, see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
You can now listen to The Russ Martin Show anytime you want on the web at russmartin.info.